Danful offers unparalleled, curated and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshe traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danful, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danful, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danful, Africa. To learn more, visit danful.africa.
Peace, family. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining. I am having a wonderful day. A wonderful, wonderful day. You want to know why? Because in about a week, I will be, well, some of y'all who might be watching this, who signed up for the trip, we will be in Senegal. And see, Didi is supposed to come, but Didi has been ducking me for the past 3 years when it comes to a trip. Again, Didi Mende Dimples has been ducking me for 3 years when it comes to a trip. But Didi Mende Dimples, because she's Mende, she needs to come to Sierra Leone in November 20th to the 29th. And don't give me no, it's Thanksgiving. All right. You ain't celebrating no Thanksgiving. Stop it. Okay. I swear, y'all be the most pro-Black European celebrating holidays I've ever met, people I've ever met in my life. Some of y'all. Y'all be the most blacks. The white man got his foot on my neck, but be celebrating all the holidays. Y'all, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about y'all. Y'all need to stop it. But anyways, y'all, we're rolling to Senegal next week. Week and some change. Next Saturday. Man, Diners, I can't come because we got to celebrate Thanksgiving. Oh, Lord. Okay. All right. Okay. We got to celebrate Thanksgiving. So I can't come. Oh, I got to celebrate Christmas. All right. Okay. Celebrate them days. All right. I got you. I hear you. Y'all hit the like button again. Please hit that like button. Also make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. What we got? Yeah. So Senegal, we got Nigeria. Hold on, let me just pull up the site. Yeah, we're doing Accra and Abidjan, November 8th through November 19th, y'all. We got the Oshun Festival, August 2nd to the 11th. We got Kenya September 30th through October 8th. Come on, yeah, don't be so slow. Loading. We got Sierra Leone. Oh, let me make sure this go to Sierra Leone. There we go. Yeah, it goes to Sierra Leone. We got Sierra Leone. You know, we got the whole lineup. We go on to Senegal next week, May 9th to the 18th. We got Zanzibar September 20th to 29th. And then we got the Voodoo Days, Benin Voodoo Festival, January 4th through the 13th. So if you are interested in joining us, okay, y'all listen. We're going to screenshot this. Hold on. Y'all, we screenshotting this right now. Hold on one second. We are screenshotting this right now. Hold on. Y'all, this is getting screenshotted. Screenshot that. This year, Didi is coming. I promise y'all. It's there it goes. Okay, screenshot it. There it goes. It's screenshotted. So you need to come to Sierra Leone in November 20th to the 29th. We'd love to have you. Without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. I was having a conversation with my good old professor friend this afternoon. And since we were having these conversations about the xenophobia in South Africa, some people are saying, "Oh, ADOS and FBA, they're just as xenophobic." And my answer to that is no. That it will never happen. It will never happen. FBA and ADOS will never ever be as xenophobic as Black South Africans. You'll never see that happening around here. That happening around here, what's happening over there on that level. It won't even be close. I can tell you right now. It will never happen. Never, ever. But I'll put the link in the chat room. And if you disagree, if you're like, Dynast, man, they're going to be as xenophobic or even worse. No, I know they celebrate Christmas on the continent. But I'm saying it'd be the blackety blacks, the pro blacks that be celebrating all the European holidays. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, but it's okay. It is okay. All right, I'm not judging. Dude, Well, see, where was I? Was I in so we went to Namibia and South Africa last November. But I'm trying to remember if I was over there for Thanksgiving or did I come back to America? And I know for a fact last December I was in Sierra Leone over Christmas. And I'm trying to remember, what did we do on Christmas Day? I think we went to River Number 2 Christmas Day. Yeah, I think we went to River Number 2 on Christmas Day. I don't remember. No, listen, I'm opening up so I have to close out early. All right. I won't be on here. This won't be a 3-hour stream. So I'm letting the hounds loose early. Okay. So if y'all want to call in and add to the conversation, link is in the chat room. But this is what's been going on lately in South Africa as far as the xenophobia. Because what they're saying is that no, because what they're saying is that these other Black immigrants who are coming to South Africa aren't adding any value. So why come if you're not adding any value? And you're getting the benefits, because from my understanding, South Africa has a I don't think welfare is the correct term these days. Is welfare? Can I say welfare? Government assistance. There we go. I don't think they have a government assistance program. I mean, they have a pretty. I think their government assistance program in South Africa is similar to that of America. And I tell people this: when I was in LA, and I was inspiring model, an actor. I was, wanting to act. I wanted to be an actor. I remember going to the welfare office, or I don't know, the county office. I forgot the term. My friends were like, Dinus, listen, all you got to do is go to, the county office or whatever, and they'll give you. I don't think the correct term is food stamps these days. What's the correct term? What's the correct term? You can't say food stamps anymore. What's the correct term? They gave you like a debit card, a preloaded debit card, and they would put money on it. So I got me one. I think it was called the bear card or the cow card or something like that. I literally walked in and walked out, and this is back in 2009. I walked in and walked out with one of these cards with like $200 on it a month for a single man in LA in 2009. $200 a month for food that was a lot of money. That filled the refrigerator. And I went in, walked in, got the car, signed whatever, and walked out. 25 minutes. But what was interesting and somewhat shocking, I was the only person in that office that spoke English. Again, I was the only person in that office that was speaking English. That's what kind of surprised me. Everybody else was speaking Spanish. Everybody. I was the only person in that office, and this office is off of Wilshire Boulevard in Koreatown, right down the street from MacArthur Park. I was the only person in that office that spoke English. So I'm guessing it's similar in South Africa. And South Africans are upset. So the South Africans are saying if you're not adding any value, if you're abusing and exploiting the welfare system, or we'll say social safety net system, then go back to your home country and build them. That's what they're saying.
At the tap of a button, it records and creates organized notes based on your conversations. I use it at work, at the doctor's, and when I'm out.
This is just one of several demonstrations in recent weeks targeting migrants in South Africa. Thousands of people in Durban, Pretoria, and now Johannesburg say they want more government action to tackle what they say is illegal immigration. Critics say groups like this are simply xenophobic.
Anyone just wakes up in the morning and decides that they're having problems in their own country. Oh, let me look for greener pastures, and it's South Africa. And if we don't say anything about it, if we say something about it, we're told that it's Black people. This is not a skin color thing. It's about us protecting our country, which is a sovereign state. We love our African brothers and sisters, but it's time now that they also fix their own countries for their own children and their own future.
We're making it very clear to you guys, we don't want you here.
In this video widely shared on social media, A man from Ghana is told to go home to fix his country. The Ghanaian High Commission has advised its nationals to close their businesses and keep a low profile, while Nigerian authorities have told citizens to remain indoors. People assembled here blame foreigners for taking their jobs and high levels of crime. In the capital, Pretoria, hundreds of demonstrators demanded action from the government.
It's a legitimate concern.
Guys, I'll say this. If you notice, they're not protesting in Cape Town. No. They're not protesting in Cape Town. If you guys understood how Cape Town is set up, like all the blacks are on the outskirts of the city. Inside the city is white. Like the business center, the business district where all the tourism is. That's all white, completely segregated. And all of the blacks are on the outskirts of the city. So they're not protesting in Cape Town. Cape Town is probably, but still, even with that being said, Cape Town is the most beautiful city I've ever been to. Cape Town is a gorgeous freaking city.
Being hijacked and used to taint us as a people of South Africa who do not want to live with other people. Because that would not be correct, because that's not who we are.
South African President Cyril Ramaphosa says the concerns should not lead to xenophobia. He says the government is clamping down on illegal migration and rooting out corruption in the immigration system. The United Nations has condemned the attacks. This is not the first time such protests are seen in South Africa. There were large outbreaks of violence against foreign nationals in 2008, 2015, and 2019. And the same sentiments are being repeated now.
We are saying our borders must be properly managed. And all these people who are undocumented, they need to be sent back to their countries.
Why do they have to come here and have free education, free health care, and while they're telling us that we are xenophobic?
See, okay, so there it goes. Yeah. So they're just tired of, other Africans illegally immigrating and gaming the system. That's all. So I get it. But there's a way to do it. And now, will we see FBA Black Americans protesting in the streets like this? No, we won't. No, we won't. We never will. Because number one, FBAs for the most part are gainfully employed. So they're not going to be protesting on a Tuesday at 1 o'clock in the middle of the streets like we see right here with the South Africans. That's the main reason why. So they don't have time to protest like this against illegal immigrants.
Tensions are rising as more protests are planned. Famida Mala, Al Jazeera.
But like I said, they wouldn't dare do that in Cape. That will never happen in Cape Town. I can tell you that right now. That will never happen in Cape Town. In Cape Town, for the most part, the Black South Africans, they come into the city to work, and then when 5 o'clock, when it's time to punch that clock, they go back out. Okay, Didi Minde, here goes. Hey, Didi, you got to unmute yourself. Hold on, let me mute you. You got to unmute yourself. You're muted. Okay, are you cooking? Okay, you're just going to cook for us? Okay. Yeah, as Didi does her cooking tutorial, you're more than welcome to click the link and call in and add to the conversation as Didi does her cooking tutorial. Hey, Didi. How you doing, sweetheart? Thank you. And thank you for the flowers. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. Links in the chat room. Links in the chat room. If you want to call in after the conversation, you're more than welcome to call in and add to the convo. Again, link is in the chat room. Okay, so y'all ain't got nothing to say today. All right, we'll start closing out here shortly. If you guys ain't got nothing to say. Nigerians always call people who resist their criminal tendencies that crippled Nigeria lazy, surprisingly. All right, go ahead, Kala.
The chat room.
Kala, you gotta
Okay,
stop
so
the playback.
all right, we'll start closing out.
Kala, you gotta stop the playback, Kala.
All right. Is it off now?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Yeah, I got a whole lot to say about
Go ahead,
this.
Kala.
A whole lot to say. But I don't want people, people out there thinking I'm FBA now, man. I am not no damn FBA, I'm a black nationalist, I'm pro-Africa and all stuff like that, all likes everything. But Dinus, and I know, most of West Africa has, I would say, 80% of all the serious conflicts over land. Can we agree with that?
Yes.
The rest of the world sort of moved on, figured out a way how to modernize land system, people live together and stuff like that. West Africa is very tribal and stuff like that. Now, when I first got on your show, I came as a firebrand Pan-Africanist, right? Kidola asked me the other day, Carla, what happened to you, right? I said, well, I'm still at heart a Pan-Africanist, right? But the message I got from Africans like Judah Empire, Afrodamus, all the other people, that they were trying their best to destroy Pan. They said black unity does not exist and all stuff like that, right? Now, this is my point. Now, the same people who were saying that when it came to us, because they were really triggered by the year return and stuff like that, said we don't belong there and all stuff like that, right? Now they're in South Africa using our talking points about we all look the same. And so think about that. They were saying we don't see color and race. They give white people chieftaincies in West Africa, and they go out of their way to say race does not exist. We have nothing in common, blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't judge people by race and everything like that. People are people, whatever like that. But when they come to South Africa, South Africa's like, well, what obligation we have to you? And their trump card is we're all black. Why do we all? That seems so hypocritical, Now, if it was East Africans and Zimbabweans, I would say differently because they're more race conscious. West Africans basically made it their mark to tell the world, particularly Nigerians, that color, race, and black unity was wrong. That we don't have anything in common. And you can't link based on race and color. That was West Africa's doing. Now they're in South Africa crying about, oh, we're one black people and all stuff like that. It's hypocritical. That's my point I was trying to make tonight. Now, the way South Africa are going about it, I don't think it's right because you can't just sit back and let 700,000 Nigerians into your country and expect overnight that you'll leave. No, man, you're gonna talk. We're looking like at least a decade. And then you gotta put them someplace. A lot of them can't go back to Nigeria. A lot of them can't go back to Ghana. What do you do with them? What exactly do you do with the people? With these people that coming over there. Look, and what I'm saying right now, did you see the latest the Zulus running down the streets and whatnot?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
It doesn't look good. And I know, like you said rightly, Black America is not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to go like this. South Africa, you remember 2008, what they did to the Mozambicans and Zimbabweans?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to look ugly and whatnot. That's going to look really ugly when bloodshed starts coming. It's already violent now, but when it really starts having bloodshed and stuff like that. And I think what it is, Dinus, is this. Had the South Black West Africans came there, right? And sort of was under the radar, right? Under the radar. did their thing, even if it was legal, whatever like that. But they took it to social media and made it seem like they were gonna replace you. What I tell Africans all the time: stop coming to other people's countries saying you're gonna replace somebody. Stop that stuff. That is so freaking dangerous. Because that triggers something in people. Because let me tell you something, to be frank with you. The problem, when I go to Liberia, right, I don't judge them. Why? Because I know that they got systemic problems. They got systemic problems that can't be solved overnight, no matter what I say, right? When you go to every country, if I go to Nigeria and I see Makoko, whatever, I know there's systemic problems, so I'm going to leave it alone. Right? I'm not going to judge, right? When I go to, you go to any country, the native people got systemic problems that you don't have to deal with. You can come there, open up a little shop, whatever like that. But what Africans do is they come there and start calling the local people lazy. And they ignore the systemic problems that they see. But they basically always run to use the excuse of their systemic problems and want empathy for their systemic problems, right? Oh, European companies are exploiting us. The white man's coming there in the dead of night, robbing our gold and jumping back on the plane. I said, so if the white man's stealing your gold, where are you at? You guys out playing golf? So we had empathy. Yeah, man, the white man, neo-colonialism, we went along with that, not knowing the truth is Africa's in on the looting of the continent. Now, when the continent's not developed, Dinus, South Africa produces half of the continent's electricity. Do you know that? Half. Nigeria only produces 4% of the continent's electricity. That means that the majority of the continent is not inhabitable in the modern world. And these people coming there, the interviews with one Nigerian lady, she said, I come here because the electricity works all the time. I don't have to worry about running water and stuff like that. So I can't go back to Nigeria because I'm used to this life now. I'm used to having electricity. I'm used to going for weeks and years without having power failure. So it's an infrastructure problem. If South Africa is the only place in Africa that got a first world infrastructure, that's what's going to be. And the bottom line, it's only going to get worse. No matter what they do, there are millions of black people all over the continent are headed to South Africa, And where are black people from America going to when they go to Africa right now? Mostly South Africa. Why? Because of the infrastructure.
Well, I would say more probably in Ghana.
No, well, I looked at that. There's only like about 3,000, and most of those people from the Caribbean. There's only about 500.
Only 3,000 in Ghana? That's more than that.
No.
Statistics.
People, let me tell you something. You know what they were doing? There was a lot of Ghanaians that were being deported back to Ghana or coming back to Ghana. They put all those people in, the people, expats that are coming from Europe and stuff like that, as diasporans. That's
there's at least 10,000 African Americans in Ghana.
No. Those are the people who are living abroad. Those are Ghanaians. But as far as African Americans, it's less than 1,000. That's
nah, you're way under.
No, I can see if it was. People like to believe that, man, but that is the truth. I know people. Look, I know a lot of people, Black Americans that live in Ghana. There's not that many of them there. They try to form associations. They don't have numbers.
Since the year of return all the way till today, I can tell you I've seen almost
people have been visiting
100.
People have been visiting Ghana, but no one has settled there.
Okay, all right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
They've gone there. Yeah, large numbers of people have gone there. They continue to go there. But as
those are your numbers. Remember those are your numbers. 1,000. May I submit?
Yeah, I don't. But you got to give a credible source.
Okay. Well, we'll look at that. But I agree with some of the points that you've made, Colin.
I did my research. Man. You got to give me a credible source.
But I do agree with some of the points. I was going to say some of the things that you said. So I kind of will take it to another kind of in-depth perspective in terms of me seeing this recent history of Nigerians kicking Ghanaians out of their country, some years ago, a few years, recently.
Ghanaians are kicking
and then Ghanaians kicking Nigerians out of their country, and then I'm seeing the Nigerians and Ghanaians talking about this whole kumbaya. They're kicking. They don't love their brothers and sisters, and they're kicking them out. I'm like, what is this hypocrisy? You know, I see that hypocrisy. But my thing is this: is that this is an example of how we're connected, because I believe that the South Africans are somewhat using this as a scapegoat because they have not done what they need to do in terms of dealing with those folks that got 80% of the land over there. Those white folks, they got 80% of the land and the wealth. They haven't done
They
what they
got
need to do with
80%. Oh,
that,
they
and
got
so
80%.
they're mad and they're lashing out at these immigrants. It's not only, it doesn't seem like just illegal. It seems like anybody. The way that I'm watching them do what they do, and they don't have to do that, because I can understand, just like the Ghanaians and the Nigerians, is that when your country's doing good, people are gonna flock there,
Let me ask
and
you,
it will compromise it will compromise your not infrastructure, but your society, if you're just getting up off the ground and everything, and then here comes a bunch of folks who are taxing the system heavily in terms of medical or schools or whatever. So this shows how connected we are. And then we're stuck on this whole border thing. We got this, we've been sold this bill of goods from this Berlin conference, so we're stuck on this border thing. And
Africa
so,
bought the bill of goods. Let's be
yeah,
honest.
yeah. Well, I'm just saying we could go into that, but let me say this.
You're
This
not
shows how connected that we are. We're very connected, because Nigeria doing well will prevent a bunch of Nigerians moving to places
60%.
where the things is
Nigeria
better.
has a poverty rate.
And the same thing with South Africa, with Zimbabwe. And so if Zimbabwe is being sanctioned and messed up by the Western world, if Nigeria's have succumbed to the greed and the corruption and all of the problems that Nigeria has, is not just internal, right? It's also external.
Yo, Shy,
Um, that
when's the
well,
last time you
well,
been to
let me land my point. So my thing is this: is that when Nigeria is doing good, then you have less people leaving. When South Africa is doing good, you got 12 million people unemployed in South Africa. When South Africa is doing good, you won't have that problem. These are the two big countries, the two big most developed countries. It's crucial for those countries to do good, because and they're populated, especially Nigeria is heavily populated, and that's why the people are leaving out of there.
Let me ask you a
So
question.
it behooves us to work together to eliminate instability, insurgencies, and terrorism, and integrate not integrate our economies, but at least do trade. We're only at 14% trade on the continent, only 14%.
Yeah,
Europe is at
you're
60
spoken like
60%. Europe is at 60%.
you spoken
So
like a
if we're trading more, that
All right,
raises the economy.
Let me pass. Carla, you got a minute, and I got to
College,
pass the city.
he's
All right,
interjecting. I didn't allow him to interject.
Carla, you got a minute, then I'll pass it to city.
Right.
Okay, so that's pretty much it for me.
Shy. That sounds beautiful, right? But that when you talk to the average African in West Africa, it goes in one ear and out the other. They don't care about that, they don't care about that. It's about guap, getting one.
It doesn't care what they care about.
So, how you gonna impose your view from America?
No, I'm giving an analysis of it, right? And I don't need them to care about my analysis. It doesn't mean that they're gonna adopt.
You go over there and tell the Nigerian that they're gonna tell you, look, you Wakanda, get the hell out of here.
Well, what's their level of education? Because the problem also is the colonial education keeps them from
they think they're
seeing
smarter than you.
what it is. Some of them do, but a lot of the ones that I'm encountering the last 4 years on these social medias, they got a clue. They got a clue. So I'm not dealing with the ones that are there that don't have a clue. So if you're around a lot of them that don't have a clue, then you will be inundated with a lot of cluelessness and miseducation.
Let me see what Africa got to say. Go ahead.
Well, I got Pat. Well, actually, it's CD's turn. Go ahead, CD.
Donis.
Hey.
So first of all, Carlos, you contradicting yourself, right? You said West Africans are the one when they go to people country, they want to take over.
I never said that. I never
No,
said
no,
that.
okay. They call people lazy. They call people all kind of names.
That's what they do.
But
I
let me
can
tell you.
look, I could basically play you a
All
montage
right,
of West Africans calling South Africans lazy.
there will always be
I seen
certain
them. Look,
people online.
I seen them do that in
But you
India.
cut me off. There will always be
and
certain people
Dubai.
online.
Every place they call everybody lazy.
Okay, there's certain people online going to make the type of noise.
That's it. That's all
But
the
the reality is, what is going on in South Africa is more of like jealousy against the Zimbabwean, because you got to understand it. The Zimbabwean are highly educated, very professionals, and most of them hold very good jobs in South Africa. So that jealousy is there.
No, actually,
So the white men that give almost 99.9% of the jobs in South Africa, they prefer hiring Zimbabwean
no, they don't. They got
compared to South African.
empowerment. That's a
So
lie. That's a lie.
so the reality is,
propaganda. All you're doing is making things worse.
Theology, let me finish, then you can say what you want to say. So when you look at the percentage of Nigerians over there, it's not even 0.00% of Nigerian population, right? So people travel, no matter how developed a certain countries are, people will always travel. They have almost 16 million Chinese in America, right? They have almost 14 million Mexican in America. So no matter how developed your country is, you always see people traveling. The French, over 7 million.
No.
So when you make it sound like all the Nigerians are going to South Africa, which doesn't make no sense. That's not true at all. This is a country that West African hardly go to South Africa. Very, very weird that you will see what West Africans saying that they want to travel to South Africa. For the only time you will see West African traveling to South Africa is because maybe it's for education, or maybe they work with an NGO or the United Nations or Medicine Sans Frontier. I have friends that work with Medicine Sans Frontier over there, that work with UN, but they went under the auspices of the United Nations. So when you make, this is a country that almost half of the population have HIVs, right? This is a country where they have listen. Let me finish. This is a country. Listen, this is a country that have
taxpayer paying for Nigeria's.
But you cutting me off, the Carlos.
The whole continent got HIV.
So I'm talking about in terms of population wise, in terms of percentage. So if you look at South Africa, right, the poverty disparity between rich and white have the highest among in any part of the world, right? I don't know if you have been to South Africa. I don't know if you have been to South Africa. This is a country where black people don't own anything, nothing. The only people that stand up when you go to South Africa, you see them doing well, are the Zimbabwean, the Nigerians, the foreigners, right?
That's a lie.
So that's it. I'm talking about in terms of percentage. No matter what, it's going to be such.
That's a fact. That is true. That is true.
You know what, been there, Carlos. So I don't know why will you come and say, well, people. First of all, you make it sound like all West Africans.
Hey, guy, hold on. Kala, let him finish because you guys. I can't.
You make it sound like.
I will let you respond, Kala, but you gotta let him finish.
Let me finish. So they target more Zimbabwean, right? Other from the southern part of Africa, other part of Eastern Africa, compared to West African, right? The only West African you find them maybe Nigerian because they travel a lot, but maybe few Ghanaian that show up in South Africa. But in other West African countries, you will never find any West African live in South Africa. This is the country that have almost 40% unemployment rate. What are you going to find in South Africa? People when they go there, and you mentioned something that more people travel in South Africa. That's not true. Right now, African Americans travel more in Ghana and Kenya compared to South Africa. When you talk about in terms of stability and established businesses, this is a country that everybody is afraid of. Higher crime rate in any part of the world, even worse than United States.
Well, tell that to our friend Mark Blanton down there. He got Black Americans going down there opening multi-million-dollar businesses right now.
know what? No matter what, certain people going to open business. But how many countries have you been to where ordinary citizens will just walk into the store and beat up people? They are not even police officer. Question people and show me your paper, and they are not police officer. They are not immigration officer. Can anybody do that in America? You're not ICE officer. You would just walk to someone and ask him and start beating him up. Why you want to live in our country? Why someone want to live in a country like that?
Oh, let me say this.
So when I finish my point, then you can give me questions.
Land, man.
So I'm saying that where in this world that you will see ordinary citizen just walk to you, he's not police officer, he's not immigration officer, he's not FBI. Just walk to you, say, show me your paper. Why are you here? Question about it. That would be a hate crime. You go to a serious jail in any part of the world, right? That's the country that you want people to live in. I'm sorry for the West African.
I got other people on the panel. I got to pass the mic. I got other people on the panel. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Dinus, let me respond to him.
Kala, I gotta. Let me get through this panel.
No, let him question me. Let him get me because I'm telling you the truth.
Man, I gotta pass the mic. Africa. Go ahead. Africa, unmute yourself.
Yeah, greetings. Can you hear me clearly, Dinus?
Yes.
Greetings. I hope everyone is well. Sorry guys, I just come back in late. I was out, on my friend's birthday, and I'm afraid this is one of the times you rarely catch me, blunt, speaking Africa or art.
But you good, right? You good? No, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Yes, man.
I just had a couple of rare nephew. And,
we'll come back to you if you need to kind of catch up and listen in. We can come back to you if you're not ready.
All right, let me pass the mic to Reverend Green. Go ahead, Reverend Green.
No, I'm good. As long as you can hear me. And
we hear you. Go ahead. Africa, welcome you.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Greetings to everyone else. As always, thank you very much, Dinus. As I always say, us, the Black population, and Africa, there's two ethnicity and two group that we always underestimate. We will live to learn, or our great-great-grandchildren will live to learn, to regret underestimating these two groups of people in the entire African continent. To learn to regret, not to listen to them, not to listen to their literature, their history, their knowledge, regardless of religion, culture, and race. This is number one. I'll put it as it goes. Okay, this is the Manding people, who are the Mandinka, and the Fula, and the Fulani people of West Africa. The Mandinka and the Fulani people of West Africa. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Now we're
what is he talking about, y'all?
It's fine. We can put religion away. We can put whatever we want.
How come you're
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You can think I'm weird. You can think I'm weird. I'm just probably someone that has too much to drink. I'm just talking
That's
rubbish.
exactly what we're thinking.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we're talking about South Africa, bro, and xenophobia.
Yeah. This is what the problem is.
It's fine. You might think I have too much polio,
Okay, I got. Let me pass the mic to Reverend Green. Go ahead, Reverend Green.
Okay, all right.
Go ahead, Reverend Green. If somebody's baby's talking.
I'll come back after.
All right, go ahead, Reverend Green. Let me yourself, Reverend Green.
You take the night off, African man.
Reverend Green, let me yourself. Reverend, okay, get out of here.
Fucking clown.
Go ahead, Reverend Green.
Hello, greetings and salutations. How you doing?
Great.
This is Reverend Green, the man in the high castle. And I have to think about this one. Give me a second.
Oh,
Proud Americans.
Don't hurt yourself.
Not another
I
one.
hate to inform you tonight.
Let somebody else speak, man.
Stop interrupting him. Let him talk.
We got to have a vetting process before people get on the panel, man.
Go ahead, Reverend Green.
I hate to inform you, proud Americans, but I must. Tonight, we are going to discuss what is the issue at hand. And tonight, the issue at hand is delineation. And delineation is holy.
Oh
I've been a minister in delineation for quite some time.
Is anyone speaking?
Hold on. Did you say minister delineation?
Yes, I have.
I told you. Come on.
See, in your timeline, is the year 2026, so I've been told. However, from the man in the high castle's timeline, it is the year 2036. And I have the videotape footages. And everything.
Is that the Ethiopian calendar or something?
So he's hot. I best speak, man. This guy is hot. I don't
No, interrupt Reverend Green. Go ahead, Reverend Green. Go ahead.
I'm just a messenger. I'm a courier. And I've come to the present day just to inform proud Americans and citizens of Earth to get prepared. Do not be underprepared. The energy crisis is here. I know many have talked about nuclear warfare. This is different. This energy crisis is going to get serious. We're talking about totally in the red. It's going to be hard to come back from this. There's going to be 2 corporations that take place and take control and dominate over this. You got to get your water prepared. Get all your water. Get your water filters as well. Water is gold in the future where I'm from. Water is everything.
Where
also, I'm from another timeline when there's only one world government. I just wanted to tell you that straight up. I can't do this anymore. They're after me. I must hang up. There's lots of safe places out here. You must find a bunker, everybody. You must find a bunker. I must go.
Lord, Dynasty, you have a special bus.
All right. Now let me pass the mic to GQ. Go ahead, GQ. Unmute yourself. GQ, unmute yourself. All right, going once. All right, go ahead, Elvis.
What's happening to the panel tonight?
Go ahead, Elvis. Unmute yourself, Elvis. Elvis.
This is
Babaliko. Go ahead. Unmute yourself, Babaliko.
Yeah, hello. You can hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. They hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to say is this, right? How they're going about it in South Africa is really, really bad. Because, I've been there and the people is nice and everything. But how they're going about it is really bad because you don't see, honest, if you ever went to any European countries, it got a lot of Ukrainians and stuff in Poland and all that. You don't see they doing that to those people. You don't see them white people doing that to the other white people. It's only
white people are racist. They believe in race. Africans don't.
Right. So you don't see them. So
yeah, Carla, but that's why you go. That's why you go get Becky and bang it all night, bro. And make sure you take it Becky.
But
you don't see that.
Africans though. They did it to Africans.
So and what jobs? As you say, Cape Town, which I was out in Cape Town. I stayed there. So you're right. A lot of those Zimbabweans and stuff. Donis is right. They do. And them other people in Nigeria, they do work out in Cape Town. All I'm saying is, if you do something bad in Africa, the police is there to handle it. Let them send them back. You don't have to go out and take that in your own hands. As CD, I don't agree with CD much, but he's right. You don't have to go and take that out in your hand and think. Let the police deal with that. You going out and beating up people and treating people the kind of way, that's ridiculous, man. That's not how you treat your fellow African brothers, which help you in apartheid.
Like come on, man. In Nigeria.
Let me respond to that. When did they become the fellow Africans? For the last years, I've been hearing Africans say we aren't brothers. You know, that's what I've been hearing.
No, but you see, but that's the problem. Like, look what happened. I mean, I just want to go off the topic a little bit. Right? Look what happened in Mali. Would you think all Africans, surrounding Africans, will come up and say, yeah, let's do something? Only one person said something, which was Senegal. Everybody else is quiet. Nobody's saying nothing. But if the Sahel fall, they know it's going to come in their territory next. They're a bunch of cowards, man. I'm going to call out some of y'all Africans, man. Y'all a bunch of cowards. When are y'all going to stand up and stop doing this nonsense that y'all doing, man? Y'all some cowards, man. It's only Burkina Faso, Mali, and I'm gonna give them the respect. But the rest of you African countries is cowards. And the man in the High Castle said it one time. He said, when are you guys going to stop letting these sand people? And he's right. These sand people rule over y'all and control over. And he's right. Because Algeria is doing and all these Arab sand people is doing to you guys need to stand up and take control of Africa. You guys really need to stand up because y'all are the majority. And stop having them doing this nonsense. And CD, yesterday, you put tears in my eyes, man. Saying you must negotiate. You put tears in my eye. I couldn't come back because I was talking to my brother who just went to Mali, a matter of fact, which he's saying things are getting under control. But you put tears in my eye, man, because I'm not going to let a guy come in my house, rape my wife, kill my children, and say, which room you want? Let's negotiate. You take the bedroom, I'll take the living room, okay? Let's negotiate which room you want after you rape my wife and you kill my children. City, that's nonsense. I'm not supposed to negotiate at all with these people. You remember,
I said America being the most powerful country in the world, they negotiate with terrorists. They negotiated with Syrian terrorists. They negotiated with Afghan terrorists.
Yeah, but that's different.
If you see the situation is out of here, you can use the military power, but it's
they can't negotiate with those people. Those people want to take over Africa.
No, I mean, how can they take over Africa? You talk about 54 countries.
Those was Liberians. Those was Liberians.
Those
was Liberians. Those was Liberians who came down and mingled with the Malians and make children, just like what's going on in South Africa, right? These colored children now think they're white, just like what's going on in Mali. These Liberians come to Mali, they make kids with those black Malian women. And the children don't respect the black Malians, and it's the same process going on. It's the same.
No, I mean you're trying to exaggerate the situation to that level. I'm saying that we have 54 countries in Africa, right?
Are you telling me the Azawad, the guys?
I don't even consider South Africa to be part of Africa anyway, because the black people under there, they are still under slavery. So I don't consider South Africa to be Africa at all. You know, it's not part of my radar.
Oh, come on, CD. Come on.
I'm telling you, because I have been there, I know how the black people were there.
Yes, I've been there too, CD, and you're right. They're really bad, but they're Africans. Because you're gonna come to Malima. Somebody who is fighting, somebody like Malima, the EFF who's fighting, you can't come them out.
Well, it's when Malima alone cannot fight the system and change the system. So these people,
I understand that, but you can't come them out.
You see, when it comes to the Sahel, nobody knows better than me, CD, St. James, on this panel. I've been listening to you guys for years, right? You got to listen to St. James, CD, and me. I don't want to be big-headed.
Yeah,
but these three brothers, if you don't take us serious, they forget about the AES. I'm just gonna be real with you because all three of us come on a different.
Guys, how we get to the AES? I thought we were talking about Southern Africa right now.
No, I
was just drawing a reference from yesterday.
I
was just drawing a reference from yesterday.
South Africa. I regretted when I even went to South Africa.
Because I know a lot. Because my neighbor is from Mali. He's over there right now, Bamako. So I talk to him he called me right now yesterday because I couldn't even come on, and he was telling me about what's going on over there. So that's why I was saying. But that's what I'm telling CD, and he is telling me that the people on the ground, the regular citizens, they are saying they do not want France to come back there. And that's why a lot of those citizens too is fighting, and they don't even have guns. They have choppers and stuff. They're fighting too on the ground. And he was telling me those light-skinned Liberians who came there, who mingled with the woman, and that's what he's telling me, and who want to create a different thing.
No, people don't go into detail what is going on. They have three different factions over there. They have other groups that are even more powerful than the Tuareg. So he's not telling you the truth. The reality is there are other black Malians that are also fighting, right? There's a three different factions over there, three different.
Yeah, but what he is saying is they made them Muslims. Those same people that come there, they are fighting for them. They are fighting for the same people.
It's not about religion. These guys that attacked, did it last attack, they were all drunk. They were on drugs. So let me tell you this is not about any religion. They just use the religion to come and kill people. But
they just tarnishing the religion.
It's not.
You know what? Most West African.
So other than Temashek,
hey guys, I gotta pass the mic to GQ. Go ahead, GQ.
Oh, can I come in after him, Dennis?
Okay, go ahead, GQ.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Just talk. We'll let you know if you don't hear.
Yeah. Just want to add my 2 cents here. I'm just amazed of the obsession that most Africans have about South Africa. I mean, I'm not even a South African, but I understand what they're going through, and there are many other countries in Africa that goes through the same thing that South Africa is going through. And I've never heard this on the news. Have you guys heard what migrants goes through in Zambia? Nobody talks about that. Do you hear have you heard of what Congolese people go through in Zambia?
No.
We are talking about South Africa right now.
The same thing that happens in South Africa goes on in Zambia, but nobody talks about it. So I don't understand this obsession. And if this other guy was talking about South Africa is so bad, black people are poor, there's AIDS, but every day people jump fences. Do you guys know that at the border of South Africa and Zimbabwe, there's a river?
Where are you from? Where are you from?
There's crocodiles in there.
Where are you from?
Every day, Zimbabweans cross that river
Where are
to get
you
into
from?
South Africa, but yet Zimbabweans have land. They have all these things that South Africans don't have, but they keep running into South Africa. Make that make sense,
bro?
What are you
messed up for years.
It doesn't make sense. People migrate.
Zimbabwe's
People move
messed
around.
up for
People
years
move
with
around.
sanctions
Doesn't
and all kinds of
necessarily
shit.
mean anything.
Are you kidding?
People travel.
They don't want you there. It's their country. They don't want you. Why don't you?
But where are you from? Where are you from?
It's one continent, man. They can't want nobody there.
Don't worry where I'm
one
from.
continent.
No, but you gotta tell us because you biased right now.
Why don't West Africans think like that? You know,
you biased right now. You coming with some fake news that is happening in Zambia. Nobody has ever seen anything like that going on in Zambia.
Exactly, because you guys don't do your research.
How do you know? How do you know?
I lived in Zambia. I lived in Zimbabwe, and I lived in South Africa. Now I'm in the U.S.
What are you doing in the U.S.? What are you doing in the U.S.? If you think people cannot move around, why are you here?
Why is that relevant?
Because he's saying that people should not move to a different country. People move for different reasons. So people traveling to different countries. If he's saying that he's against that, why is he in the U.S.? Why?
Well, if United States was if United States were different countries,
I came legally. I didn't come illegal.
I'm asking you why because you said people should not move to other people's country, right? You didn't say illegally. Your statement was. Let me get it clear. Your statement was people should not move to other people's country. Why are you in the U.S.?
Don't move illegally.
No, you did not mention that. You did not say that.
You didn't mention.
You did not mention that. Number one, number two. They beat those people with sticks. They don't even know if they have papers or not. They just go and take sticks and start beating them up.
And this is why Africa needs to be a country. And this is why Africa needs to be a country.
But it's not Africans alone in South Africa. It's not Africans alone. They got Indians and all those people there too.
Listen to this guy. It's not even making sense. They just go and beat people. They don't ask for their documents. They just go and beat them up.
This is the issue. You guys don't listen.
No, but you're not saying anything that makes sense.
You're not
You are
even
in
your
the
own
US, right?
countries. Most of you guys who are arguing are not even your own countries. You know,
But if United States were a bunch of countries, the states were countries. Think about it. You know what would happen? Everybody would want to move to New York and California, but because it's the states,
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
can I finish,
most
please?
of the people are on the
This was my
coast.
turn. Can I finish?
But everybody's interjecting in your
No,
turn.
it's my turn after, please. Thank you.
Because what you say is not
Can I
making sense.
finish? Can I finish, please? And this other guy who was talking
G,
about
GQ, please, hurry up because I need to come in after you.
And this guy was talking about people having AIDS in South Africa and all that. Yet every day there's Nigerian men who goes over there to look for South African women. Just like in
But is
Nigeria,
that the
there's no
problem?
women.
That's the problem
What?
you have with? So what?
No,
If they
that's not a problem. So if South African women have AIDS, why do you go over there to look for them?
no, but that's the individual judgment. You don't have to judge people what they do with their social life. Is that your
And
business?
then
You have nothing to do with that.
Stop talking about people's medical issues then.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
How does that
saying.
concern
Didi,
you?
let
How
this
does
man
that
hurry up,
concern
man,
you?
and go.
How does
You
that
Don't waste your
concern
time on this
you?
man.
you injecting something
Man.
into it that people should not go there because they are illegal. These are people that go into the
Cousin,
shop and running business and
Do you
they
guys
go
talk about the
attack them.
tribal issues that goes on in Nigeria?
Allow this man. Let
Do you
this
guys
man
talking
move, man.
about
Let this man
the
move on,
Yoruba
man.
and
Let him speak.
the Igbo issues in Nigeria? Do
Bro,
you
you're
guys
not
talk
making
about
no sense, bro. You're
You're
not
not
making no
relevant to
sense.
us.
the terrorist
You're
issues
not
that is
eyes
going in
anyway.
Nigeria? Kids being kidnapped,
Let him land. Let him
200
land.
people being killed in one day.
Who is
You're not.
We talk
Yoruba and
about
Igbo? We
that
don't even
instead of talking
care
about
about
other
that, man.
people's
Please
countries.
Okay.
speak and
So
hurry up, man. Move.
Let him
if
land.
all the Africans leave South Africa, all the the Nigerians, everybody go back to the country, what's going to happen
Babalika, you
next in South
already
Africa?
talked.
It is their
Babalika, you
country.
already
It is
talked,
their
man.
country. Whatever
Let
happens,
let
it is their country. You guys don't
Babalika,
understand that.
let the man go on, man. Let the man go
It is their country. You
on.
leave whatever happened in their country. It is their own country. They decide what happens in
All
their
right, you
country,
finished?
and you
They
decide what happens
decided
in
they
your
have
country.
immigration.
It's
They
not
have
their
They have
legal.
country.
They have
immigration.
legal immigration, and
It's not
people
their
come there.
country.
If they
It's the
come there
European
legally,
country.
that's part of their constitution. They come
It's the
there
white man
legally.
country. It's not the country. The white
All
man
right,
own
right,
majority of the
true.
land in South Africa.
Okay,
It's
But
the
it's
cool.
white
not
man
only
country.
that.
You have a point.
It's
You
not
have a point.
authority
So you
arresting
guys
these
But
people.
it's
These
in the
guys
you
just
guys
go
own
Constitution
the
in.
that
majority of
immigration
the
can
land in your
happen as long
country.
as it's
Why don't you
legal.
stay in your country? Why don't you stay in
Okay.
your land with
Because
your
their constitution
majority
says
owned
that people
country?
can legally immigrate there, and that's what they
But they
should be
don't
doing.
want you there.
That's
They don't want you there.
who
Well,
don't
then
They
want
why?
cannot.
them.
Then
They
they need
cannot
to
want
change
you
the
there.
law.
They
They
don't
need to
want you
change their
there.
constitution in.
In all fairness, let GQ finish, man.
This
Let him
guy is
finish.
sucking
That is-
fucking
They
It's
need
a
to
stupid, man.
amend. They
They
need
He's
to
not
don't
making
amend
want
no
their
you,
sense.
constitution.
and all these immigration things. You know that now South Africa is planning on changing their
Bro, you're not
immigration
making no
policies
sense.
now.
You are very stupid. You saying
You
that
are
people
Well,
stupid
come
because
on.
you
He's
do
not.
not
He's
listen.
just
You
making
go
his
and
point.
fix your own country. Go fix your
Okay.
own country. There won't be any of these issues.
And what
If
country
No
are you
South
problem.
from?
African will focus on fixing their own
And what
country,
country are you from?
don't worry where I'm from.
See,
You
you
are
see.
scared to say
Do
what
not
country you
worry where
from.
I'm from.
You scared to say what country you from, and you talking all this junk on here. Come on,
My
man.
No, it's fine.
You
It's
talking
fine.
all
It's
kind of
fine.
nonsense,
He sound
man.
like a bad. No,
my
listen.
own country is a
Babaliko,
shit.
a Bantu
My
boy.
own country is
A
a
Bantu boy
shithole.
then. A
My
Well,
own
Bantu
country
boy
is a
that. A
shithole, just
Nigerian
like the
boy that,
rest
man.
of the other
A
countries
Nigerian
in
boy that,
Africa.
man. Love it.
it's not a shithole,
Yeah,
man. Come
a
on.
Yeah,
Nigerian boy.
my
This
Okay.
guy is
country
so
just
fucking
like
It's
the
stupid.
underdeveloped.
just like the
Citizens
rest
See,
of
them
the
going
countries
and
in
beat
it's
up
Africa.
people then say
underdeveloped.
they when they're
How about that?
illegal.
We say underdeveloped.
First of all, they
Okay.
just see
Thank
people,
you.
they start beating them
Hey,
up.
is
They
Africa,
don't know
Africa,
whether they
Africa
have
go?
people or not.
Yeah. Can I speak now,
Is
please?
that a
Yeah, CD
country?
is right. CD is
Dinus,
right.
can I
Stop
speak
I'm
Is
beating
now?
that
trying
up
to
a
help
people.
country?
Dynas. I'm trying to
Stop
help
doing
you,
that
Dynas.
nonsense.
Hey, I got
Ghana immigration officer.
I have to read these super chats. Let's see here. Elvis, $10 holla. Sorry, Dynas, I had to retreat. We had a time traveler on the panel. Okay, go ahead, Elvis. Mike's yours, Elvis.
Oh, I thought it
Unmute
was me.
yourself,
Okay,
Elvis.
that's fine. Right.
Unmute yourself, Elvis. Elvis.
Are you getting me, Dennis?
I get you now. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry about that, man. I had
Elvis, you're on
you
your
know try
Obama
to
phone.
find a bunk. Are you getting me better?
Okay, you sound a little
Yeah,
bit better.
hurry
Go
up,
ahead.
man.
Breaking up.
Maybe he eating too much. This man is eating too much vultures, man. Stop eating vultures and speak
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I had to go get some water, man. I'm preparing for the apocalypse. You know,
All
I
right,
heeded
stop
his
eating
message and I
vultures,
had to
man.
take action.
We're running
Hi,
out of
Jeff.
But look,
vultures
let
in
me
West
say this,
Africa.
right?
God forbid.
Hello to you guys. You know, Al, I know you're a little tipsy tonight. We're gonna probably have to take you to Sharia court for drinking as a Muslim. Make sure you get the full punishment. But look,
It was
let me say
halal.
this, right? Shout out to the
love you,
South
brother. I love
Africans,
you. I
right?
love you.
Vodka.
Love.
I've said it before and I'll regurgitate it, right? The fact is they're taking actions. They're putting pressure on their government to change certain, immigration laws. And maybe, just maybe, if the immigrants go to South Africa, they shouldn't have access to the safety net, the social safety nets. If they're not paying taxes, to contribute to it, which is just, it's fair enough. But like somebody else said, I think the issue is deeper than that. The issue is deeper. And there is that tension between the whites and the native South Africans. And instead of them agitating the whites for better pay and agitating their government for higher wages and prioritization in terms of prioritizing them over other people, they're not doing that. They're going on the street doing vigilante justice,
No,
attacking
they
other
do that. They
Africans.
do that. But when they do that,
Hold
the
on, brother. I
migrants
know
go and
you're
work for cheap labor.
Stop
The
cutting people
migrants go
off.
and take those
bro.
jobs
Don't
for
do
cheap
that, brother,
labor
man. I
for
didn't attack
peanuts.
you, bro.
They always do that. But the migrants
Right.
will go and take those
I
jobs
hear you,
for
brother.
cheap labor.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying is, let the
if
man
you're a
speak,
South
please. Thank you.
African, don't hide your identity, bro. If a hit dog is hit, they holler. So you hollering right now. But if you're a South African, be proud of your nationality.
I'm
But let
not
me
a South
just
African, but
okay.
I
So then be
condemn
quiet. Let me finish my
100%.
He's a
summation.
Nigerian
Be
and
quiet. Let me
he's your
finish.
cousin.
100%, even though I'm black.
So my point here is that Diners even said it. Places like Cape Town, there's still some form of segregation in South Africa. I've never been, and I love South African music. I think they have a beautiful culture. But for some reason, I think they're missing the point. Yes, if your country has adjacency to white economic power structure, a lot of people are going to want to come there. There are Russians, Chinese, people of other races who fly to South Africa because the economy is booming and people want opportunities. It's not just the West Africans. So if you guys are saying that other Africans shouldn't come, fine, make laws and make it harder for the Africans to come there.
And that's what they are
Make laws
doing.
that make
That's what
it
they're doing.
easier for South Africans to get high paying jobs.
Can I
I
ask
think
you?
you're going that route, but really, like Julius Malema, they have to stay in the faces of the white people and tell them exactly how it is and whose country it is, and that laws needs to be changed, and to prioritize them. I couldn't believe that.
And take their shit back, right, Elvis? Take it back,
Yeah.
right?
One last thing, right? The DA, the predominantly white party, got more votes than Malema EFF. Can you believe that?
That's a fact. Yep.
Yes,
Can you
that's a
believe
fact.
that? So
This
Yeah.
South
yeah, just
Africans are not fighting against the white power structure.
yeah.
Yeah,
So that's what
exactly.
I don't understand it. But I'll pass the mic down. Thank you for having me on, bro.
Do you know how many black parties are in South Africa and how many
Elvis,
white
let me
parties are in South Africa?
Okay.
There's only
Let me
two
just say
white
one
parties
thing.
in South Africa, and there's like 50 black
No,
parties in
bro,
South
you
Africa.
can't dominate
After
the
Africa,
conversation. You're irrelevant.
College Genesis should be after
Thank
him.
you.
I haven't
Yeah,
got a
thank
chance
you.
to respond. I've
No,
been
you're
talking.
rotating in the beginning, Khaled. You're after Africa.
No,
It's
Africa. Everybody else
Yeah,
talked.
thank you.
And I
Yeah.
said, look, I was the
You know
first one
what?
up.
If you're
Look,
South
everybody
African,
wants
if
to take
you're South African on this panel,
and we're going back
if you're
around.
a South African in Africa, listen, if you're anybody that's South African on this panel or in Africa, should be beneath us. So we should be looking down on them because South African blacks are one of the poorest black people in the continent.
No, they
So
don't.
when we speak,
That's a
when we're
fact.
speaking,
That's
when
a
we're
fact.
speaking,
That's not a
when we're
fact.
speaking, they should just mute.
That is a lie. That is a lie.
When we're speaking, they should mute.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
In fact,
Well,
from
let
now
him
on,
make his
That
submission.
is a lie.
Can he make his
from now
100%
submission,
on,
lie.
please?
from now
Can
on,
you allow
from
him
now
to
on.
make his submission, please?
South
Thank you,
Africa
sir.
has the
Thank you,
largest black
thank
middle
you. Can I
class.
speak, please?
They
Thank
don't
you.
even
From
have
now
their
on,
land. How they going to be the richest if
from
they
now
don't
on,
even
But
own
you
land?
have
voting
your
white.
own land. Why aren't
From
you
now,
in
But
your
from now
home
what's
on,
his
What
country?
submission
land?
right
What
now,
Land.
land?
Why
Ellis?
don't
from
aren't
now
you
on.
in
You're
your country?
interjecting, and he doesn't want
Can
you
I
to
speak? Can I
interject.
speak? Can I speak?
The
Africa
From now on,
I can make my point.
thank you.
Look,
From
the
now
bottom
on,
line is this.
Pan-Africanism,
This all started
Okay.
Carla, when your turn
Kala,
comes, we're gonna talk all over
I haven't
you.
had a
please,
turn.
No, it's your turn
one brother.
after him. It
But
rotates in the
let
beginning.
My bro and Bantu brother.
I'm watching the thing, Carla.
Yeah, thank you, Kala. From now on, Pan-Africanism is a West African thing, as it's always have been.
West Africa
Anything to do South Africa, we are supporting the white people.
No,
That's a
you
fact.
unite in your own countries first, and then we
No,
will
can
do
you
the
just mute?
Pan-African
Can you
thing.
just mute?
In your
When
own
your boss is
countries,
talking,
tribes don't
bro,
even
when your
get
Let
master is
along.
talking,
Africa
when
talk.
your
Tribes don't
He is
master
even
is
making
get
talking,
sense.
when
along.
your master is
Let him
talking, you should
talk.
mute.
He's making a lot of
When your
sense.
master, GQ, when your master is talking, you should mute. From now on, yeah, we West Africans, we are the bosses of Africa.
That's a
We
fact.
run you. We run you. So when we're talking, you should just listen and mute, and you should stay behind the white man. And from
Yeah,
now on,
you are the master, but you over there killing each other. You can't
No, we
even
don't kill
handle
each other.
Boko Haram.
There's more crime in
You
South
can't
Africa
even
than any
handle
part of the
Boko
world.
Haram.
More
Let
crime in
Dr.
South
Master
Africa than
talk,
any part
man.
of the
handle
world.
Boko
He's
Haram in
making
your
sense.
country.
West
Can you let your
Africa is
master
running
talk?
it
Can
right
you let
now.
your master speak?
Shut
South
up.
Can you let your
Africa have
master
more
speak?
crime than any part of the world. Anywhere you take off,
Can
you
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 don't
let your
are
you
the
master
people
master,
speak,
but
like
please?
the fuck.
you guys are the ones who are
GQ, let your master,
drowning in
let your boss
Europe.
talk.
Wars go.
Listen,
People dying in the
GQ,
Congo,
GQ,
dying in Cameroon,
GQ,
all kinds of conflict
GQ,
all over the continent. So please don't.
GQ. I know you're paranoid over your
Okay,
women's, yeah, because we're too nice and too manly for your women, for you guys. We're taking over your women's. That's why you hate Nigerians.
That's
Listen,
all. Because they have
And in
productivity,
your
because they're doing well.
listen,
That's all.
in your
This is
country,
Are
there's
all.
you
no
done?
women.
Are you
There's
done,
no women in your
Africa?
countries.
and we're gonna come out your
Are
scams,
you
gonna bring
done?
up a mandinka or full of
And you know
babies
the
that will
sad
take over the
part, the
land.
white lady that
You
is
know,
opposition
no,
over there, she said
You
they
know
should
what,
not be beating up, they should
bro,
not be
my
hurting
brother. One second,
the foreigners. Yeah.
1 second, right? You see, what I know is in Africa in general. Look at the trend. The Bantu are the pawn of the white man, the white Christians. The Manding are the negotiators of the Arab, the sand crackers, as Manding High Castle. If you look at West Africa, us, the Manding and the Fuller, okay, we've been fighting this fucking what do you call it, the sand crackers. I like the name the sand crackers. That's the
Yeah.
Arabs.
Yep.
All
For
that
donkeys,
slaves, man. Let's be
right?
honest.
For donkeys, we've been fighting these people like what we're doing in Mali today. Our ancestors have been fighting these people and build. In fact, what we did is we fought them, we learned from them, we built empires, and we compete with them. And they don't like it. But sadly, we know who the real enemies are. These are the Bantu. The Bantus are the true enemies of Africa.
Oh
They
South
love
Lord,
the white man.
Africa, stay out of
They
the country.
love the
stop it,
Bantu. Love the white man. Bantu love white
Listen,
man.
stop it,
listen,
stop
yeah,
it,
Bantu love white man. Look. Let me just name the
stop
countries.
it,
Okay?
man.
Just look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Sound
No.
crazy.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at
That's
this.
crazy.
Look at this. Look at this, right? If Democratic Republic of Congo, Bantu. Okay, Tanzania,
Angola,
Bantu.
Mozambique.
Kenya, Bantu. Mozambique, Bantu. Angola, Bantu.
Kenya had
Uganda,
genocide.
Bantu.
They defeated
Malawi,
British. What are you
Bantu.
talking about?
Rwanda,
Man,
tango Rwanda, tango to Portugal, who go Afro-Asiatic, who managed to say, you know what, we'll not be ruled by you.
He is talking
Yeah.
facts. That's facts. That's a fact.
And Burundi,
what's the
Bantu.
facts about them being they're Bantu? Yeah, that's facts. But what's
These
the
people love
facts?
the Crusaders. They love the Crusaders,
But
bro.
what's your
Look at
point though
Ruto.
about
Look
them
at
being?
Kenya. Look at how they
Let me just
beheaded.
finish.
He is right.
Let me finish. How many empires out of all these countries and all these tribes and this group of people I named? Cameroon, Bantu. Okay? Name me one of
And
these countries that actually have ever, through our African history, that have built an empire.
are you kidding? You got to be kidding, bro.
That
You
done
haven't
anything
heard
for
of the Kingdom of the Congo? You haven't heard of the Congo
Kingdom of the
Kingdom?
Congo, who sold more slaves than the entire African continent.
Yeah,
And
okay.
they're currently cattle.
But even before that, you had the Arab slave trade that weakened all of Africa. That
Come
1,000-year
on, man.
slave
The Arab
trade
slave trade was okay. Let me go back. Let me go back on.
But
Man,
even
talk
with that,
about the
though, it
South.
still
Dinus,
doesn't take
Talk
away from the fact that they had a
I beg you,
kingdom.
Dinus. I
They
just send
still
the
had a
links at the
kingdom, though,
back.
bro.
I
They
send the
still
links
had
at
a
the back.
kingdom of the Congo.
it
The
was
Arabs,
it was
the
it was
Arabs
it
still
was
fight
it
with
was
black
in
people, man. The
it
Arabs
was
still
in South
fight with black
Africa that
people.
I see people
I know,
in
sir.
South
I know,
Africa people
sir.
can kill you for a piece of bread, for just to shoot you for a piece of
Sir,
bread in
I
South
know,
Africa, man. I swear to God,
exactly,
they can
And you
This
kill
is
guys
you
are
through
for a
killing
piece of
yourself
bread.
over there in
Saharan
Nigeria,
slave
raping
trade.
little kids, killing sweet
Right?
Yeah.
girls.
The
You don't see that.
Bantu race
That
have
was
been the
about
enemies
to.
of Africa. Yeah.
No,
The
bro,
Bantu
stop
race
it.
have been no.
Stop
I don't
it.
know why
Let's just wait.
Stop.
How many Christian empires have we ever had in Africa? Name me one.
Or Ethiopia.
Boom.
Ethiopia.
Yep.
Yeah. Ethiopia, right? So
Yeah.
why are Ethiopians today to African towards Africans?
Where
You
are
know,
you going?
Ethiopians are one of the most.
Where are they
Ethiopian. No,
toward Africans?
whoa. Slow down.
They were the only
Ethiopians.
ones that
One of
defeated
the
the fucking colonizers.
Where are we going with this?
Hold on. They're not. They collided with them.
Oh, you gotta know
They
where
defeated
Collided
them
with them.
too.
The reason why Ethiopia wasn't colonized because they
But
collided with them.
West Africans collided with them too.
No, hold on. You see,
Yeah, they
Shah.
did
Yeah, I know, Shah. Listen.
later down the line.
Shah.
But they defeated the Italian. Okay.
Listen to me. The only African, apart of the Egyptian dynasties, the only Africans
Dude,
who
you don't know.
independently. Let me finish.
Now we're going
Who
into history.
independently managed to do anything in the entire African history are the Niger Congo group of Africa.
This is
That you
zero.
find.
I got it,
This is-
man.
That's zero.
I'll say y'all get
Okay, listen, let me finish.
That's
finish
zero.
speaking, right? Okay.
No, you had them
You
aside
can
fighting
say,
and
I know
shit.
you like, and we all
keeping
like
the
listen,
Europeans
we all
out of the
like the African
interior of
tradition.
East
I know,
Africa.
we all like the African tradition, African religion.
You had
That's
a
fine.
Queen
That's fine.
Njinga
All
that
do.
kept the motherfucking white folks out of Kingdom
No,
of
but
Ndongo
for real. You know, it's a
for
sad
40
thing.
years.
It's a sad thing when white people got to tell black people stop fighting your other people. You know, it's sad. South Africa is a sad
If you look at the Bantu,
How about you start fighting in your own countries first?
Yeah. The
Yeah, how about that?
the
In West
Bantu
Africa.
people. Listen, the Bantu people from Cameroon, Shaka Zulu, for example, killed more black people than the entire world put together. Didn't you know that?
That's a lie.
I don't know that. No,
man.
we have to
No,
fact check
you
that
see,
shit.
you have to
You done
think too
had a
long,
few
right?
drinks. We got to fact check everything you
We
say.
all read, man. We all read history.
Right,
Congo
you
that you
coming
see,
with
that
some
you're talking
bullshit
about
today.
most of the
We
slaves
could
that
look at
came out
West
of Africa.
Africa. It's a mess too.
No. Most of the slaves that came out of Africa came out of Congo. Am I lying?
West Africa is the curse of the entire
No,
Africa.
I don't know. Most of the slaves that came out of Africa came out of
It's
Congo.
been messed
No,
up
am I
all
lying
over.
or no?
Are you
Am I
kidding
lying?
me?
Most of the slaves that came out of Africa came out of Congo. Am I lying? Yes or no?
True.
Yeah.
Out of
These people
Central
are
Africa.
cursed.
Out of Central
They're
Africa.
cursed. They're cursed. They're the cursed
Most
black
of
race.
them. Yes, I would
They're
agree.
cursed. They
They're
never
what?
run that region. They call,
What did you say about them? They're cursed?
They're cursed. Look at the territory.
Why am I over here from West Africa? Why am I and my ancestors in the United
I
States
know people
because of
getting
West
caught up with
Africa?
their feelings. I know
No,
people are getting caught up
sir.
with their
You got
feelings.
50 million African Americans. You got 50 million African Americans, most of which came from West
I know you're getting
Africa.
caught up with your feelings. We are West. Listen, I know you're getting caught up with your feelings.
No, I'm just saying that's a fact.
You know, I like Shah. That's one thing
It's
I
a
admire
fact
about
that
you.
there's
You're
50
very
million
Afrocentric.
African Americans.
Yeah.
We have some
You're very
Congo in
Afrocentric,
America
and you
too.
love the African.
Guys, let me
How did we get here, though?
Let me finish my
How did
point.
we get to
Can
America,
we go
sir?
back to the subject? Can we go back to the subject?
Sir,
Yeah,
let me make one point, right?
This is
Before
this is part of the subject.
apartheid system,
CD,
the
my
white
brother.
guy that
CD,
was
my brother.
there.
CD.
Yeah, let me
CD,
finish.
watch
Let me
this,
finish
please.
Africa.
He's trying to
Africa,
make
one
I haven't
second.
finished,
statements
my brother.
about
Please, Colin, I haven't
Bantu
finished, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So
culture.
if you
He's
look at
off
the
with that.
empires that we building, if you look at the empires that was built in Africa, that's relevant, that's known globally.
That's
was
relevant.
Egyptian. It's not relevant. It's the Egyptian
So
dynasties.
Mapinguwe is not relevant.
It's the Egyptian dynasties.
Mapinguwe
and the
is
West
not
African
relevant.
and the West African
Shona
Empire.
Empire, the
Nothing to do with
Indonesian Empire
Bantus.
is not relevant.
Nothing. Zero.
Are you kidding
Bantus,
me?
all they're known for
No,
is
bro,
selling
you're
black
off.
slaves.
Kingdom of the Congo is not
killing-
relevant.
What have you ever heard about Kingdom of the Congo?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Are you
Have you seen
kidding
what
me?
Congo is
You
doing to
don't know.
African race
See,
today?
you're
Are you
a
kidding me?
West African centrist, and see, you don't know nothing about Congo history.
All right, okay, guys, let's stick to the point. Let me make one point about South Africa, right?
Yeah, you know, I love you, my brother,
Africa, one
because you're
second. Africa,
Afrocentric,
one second.
but you're wrong.
1 second.
Okay, yeah, pass the mic.
So,
Yeah.
so you think right now, before they could, put stop to apartheid system, right? The
CD
white
is
guy that was
obsessed
there,
with
they
South
used to
Africa,
call
man.
him P.W. Botha. P.W. Botha was the last white man that ruled South Africa, and he said this. He said it, black South African not meant to be a leader. You can only rule them. If you give South Africa to these people, they're going to fuck up the country. Look the time white man was ruling South Africa compared to today, right?
And what is Nigeria? When did Nigeria get independence?
Look the difference.
Nigeria get independence?
Look the difference right
When
now.
did Nigeria get independence?
Do you think if white person was ruling South Africa, do you think if white person was ruling South Africa, ordinary citizen will go in the street and take stick and start beating people up.
And
If they are not police
what is
officer,
Boko Haram
they are
doing
not
in
immigration
Nigeria?
officer,
What is Boko
right?
Haram doing in
You will be
Nigeria?
charged with hate crime. They will have authority. You
What
cannot
is
do that.
Boko
No
Haram doing in
civilized nation
Nigeria?
can do that.
Thank
What
you.
is Boko
I
Haram doing in
understand that's
Nigeria?
they are
What
foreigners,
is
but
Boko
Boko
Haram?
listen, Boko Haram is
Thank you.
Kanuri. Kanuri is not
Listen,
Africa.
What
Boko
is
Haram
Boko
is a
Kanuri is
Haram
not
doing in
terrorist group.
African.
Nigeria?
Yeah,
Very
What
good
is
Boko
Boko
question.
Haram
Haram is
doing in
a
Nigeria?
terrorist group.
Boko Haram is Kanuri.
But Boko
Kanuri has
Haram is a
nothing to do with
terrorist
Africa.
group. We talk about
Kanuri is
ordinary
Assalam.
people,
You
ordinary
know
What
how
South
is
Kanuri
Boko
Africans.
came.
Haram doing in
Listen, you know
Nigeria?
how
Ordinary
Kanuri
South
came to.
Africans is doing
You
this
know
nonsense. It's not, yeah, it's
exactly.
not
You know how
terrorist.
Kanuri came to be arrived in Africa. Kanuri is Ibn Nafi. Ibn Nafi. He was one of the worst Arab warriors who came and settled in where you call Kanuri land. It's his children. That's what Boko Haram is. They got nothing to do with Africa. They're Afro-Asiatic. They came from the fucking
Exactly. I
Babylonians.
don't know what
And
gypsy is talking
You got
about.
chased out of
and you
Babylon.
guys
You
can
got
deal
kicked.
with them,
You got
and you
chased
guys
out of
And
letting
let's
Babylonia,
not get
them
on
and then
Salt Guy and the
kidnapping your
Borno.
Europeans.
kids and everything. You can't
Let
do
me
Let's
anything with
finish,
not
them.
get
man.
on
Let me finish.
Mali and
He
the
got chased out of
monsters
Iraq, and he come and settle in Borno,
and
where
Islam
in Kanuri
and with the
territory, and he
destruction
bring
that
out them.
Islam created in
He come
West
and bring them.
Africa.
He
Oh,
come and
so
bring
now you
bring
guys
out
are
them
being
kids.
xenophobic now. So you
all
guys are
right,
being
good night, guy.
xenophobic
I gotta
now.
go to
I'm
the
not being
gym tomorrow
We're
xenophobic.
talking
morning and
about
get
That's
the
why
ready
So
you're
you
for
guys
not
are
Xenophobic
being
listen.
civilized
xenophobic
again.
You know
now.
what? I'm done,
talking
man.
about
You guys not
Abrahamic
listening.
religions did a number on Bantu and West Africa, Niger, Congo, all over Africa, with the exception of Ethiopia. Abrahamic religions is one of the major problems
Bantu are
of
the worst thing that
African
ever happened to
people
Africa. Bantu
in
So
killed
West
so
so
and
many
so you
million
guys
Central
are
people.
and South
xenophobic now,
Africa.
huh?
All right, guy. I gotta
Bantus
hit
are
the
the
gym
worst thing
Abraham,
tomorrow
that
morning and
that
get
means
ready
Africa
for
will
these
rock
Islam.
with.
stupid South
The
Africans. Good
Bantu
night,
is
guys.
why when
That means
you know
Islam
when they say
and
listen,
Christianity.
you know where the
South
white man said
Africans is the
African are
worst on the
cursed.
continent. South Africans is
You
the
know where
worst
the
on the
white man said
continent.
African are cursed. He meant the
And
Bantu.
yet you
But
guys
when
are running over there, jumping fences, swimming in rivers just to get in South Africa. But yet it's the worst place.
South Africans shouldn't speak, when we're speaking, South Africans should be muted. You know, we listen. South Africans are beneath my feet, bro. When I'm wiping my shoes,
There
the
is
only
no
thing I
South
think about
Africans
is
here.
black South African.
South Africans are
When
minding
And
I'm
their
where are
own
you
working,
business.
from?
You
when
guys
I've
are the
been
ones
out, yeah,
here.
when I'm coming back, I'm
Where are you
cleaning my
from? Africa,
trainers, I'm
Africa?
putting them
Where are you
back in the
from?
closet.
I'm
I
from
pick up South
Central
Africa.
Africa.
No, where's Africa,
That's what
Africa from?
Bantu.
Where are you from, Africa,
Central.
Africa?
Me, I'm
Yeah.
Sierra. Me na Salom man. Me na Salom bobo.
Okay, so you from Sierra
So
Leone.
I can trace my generation. I
Okay.
can trace my great grandparent back from my father's side to Sierra Leone. Me,
Okay, so you're Sierra
mm.
Leonean.
True and true Sierra Leone.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah,
don't have
from
much to
Kabbalah.
say about them, but other than the fact that their country is dysfunctional, basically,
Right now we have the
and
war. We have over 50.
well,
We
y'all
had
need
nearly
to
50
get it
years war.
functional. So
No, don't
you,
worry. We'll get that fixed.
well,
Trust me.
we will
Listen, it's a matter
everybody
of
saying we
time.
will, but y'all,
Listen,
you living in
you
a
are part
glass
of Sierra
house.
Leone. Diners is part of Sierra Leone. Every FBA
My
and Caribbean
cousin,
is
my
part of Sierra
cousin did a DNA test, and
Leone.
she was able to get citizenship because of that. She got
Your
her
cousin.
citizenship in Sierra Leone. Listen to this.
Me,
Then she took her
I'm a full of
money. She took
Creole. I'm a full of
her
Creole.
inheritance money to Sierra Leone to buy a house and was
Uh-huh.
scammed. She was scammed
Exactly.
out, and she won't tell nobody how much money she was scammed with.
Tell
Okay,
her to
and
get
that's
in touch.
Sierra
Tell her to
Leone.
get in touch.
That's why
Me
I'm
not
not going
full
to
of
Sierra Leone.
Creole. I'm a
And
full of
my first
Creole.
cousin is genetically got citizenship because of her genetics. I got genetics in Sierra Leone too, and I'm not going there
Exactly.
because my cousin got scammed out of a lot of
Man,
money
why would you do that? That's silly.
fucking around in Sierra Leone.
That's silly. You come
Well,
and meet
it
me.
is still
Come and
probably
see me. I'll help you.
she didn't do it right, and she didn't want to
Mm,
listen. She got a hard head. She didn't do it right, but still, I mean,
mm.
anybody could go to Ghana. That happens in Ghana too. It could happen in the United States, but
Ghana
less
is dusty,
likely
bro.
in the
Why would
United
you want to go
States
to Ghana, bro? Why would you want to go to Ghana? Ghana is dusty.
because I hear good because the CD there is
Ghana is
10
a
to
mercury
1.
land. Ghana rivers
It's
are full of mercury. You don't want to
okay.
go to
Well, it's
Ghana.
10 to 1. My money is be stronger. It's more infrastructure there than Sierra Leone. That's for sure.
Yeah,
The
now
money
it
is
is.
stronger.
Now it is. But I tell you what, you have a better quality of life in Sierra Leone than Ghana. Ghana. Even though Ghana is more developed
Well,
because they pollute the river
maybe
with mercury and
that
they're
may be
selling
the
all their
case,
goods
but you
out.
lost me when you
Listen,
scanned my
We
cousin.
can't trust Madabiu. We can't trust Madabiu. Madabiu, he can't be trusted.
Yes, the character, of the people.
okay, Madabia is gonna be gone soon. He's done his best. He finished the war. He helped us fight and unite the country, and he made the country democratic. Sierra Leone is a one-party state. Thank God to that. That's Bang. I blame
Yeah, but
Bang
it's
people.
weak as
Bang is
fuck.
people. You made Sierra Leone
And you're
one-party state.
talking shit about South Africa. You could wipe your feet on South Africans, and your country is not a shithole, but it's low poop.
No, but listen, let me tell
It's
you.
low
That's true, but they
poop.
can, that's true
The
because
audacity of these
that's
people,
true
man.
because Guinea is taking your territory. Guinea is taking the territory to Sierra Leone.
Before
gotta
the
fight
war
back.
in Sierra Leone, before the war in Sierra Leone, yeah. What do you mean Sierra Leone is irrelevant in West Africa? You don't know your history, bro. Sierra Leone is the first black country in the entire black Africa to have a university. Sierra Leone is the first black
And what's the
country.
condition of the university today?
No, it
That
doesn't
same
matter. What the
university.
condition of a country that been through a 15-year civil war?
Oh,
Huh?
and then there's that. Why are they having a 15-year civil war?
I have
See,
a
you
question.
have a lot of criticism for South
What is the
Africa, but
condition of a
we
country
could
that been
criticize Sierra
through a
Leone
civil
too.
war?
Why they
I have a
fighting for
question.
15
I have a
years?
question. What
Sierra
happened to the
Leone,
interest?
But South Africa
Question.
South Africa is worse than Sierra Leone.
It doesn't matter. Africa's fucked up
South
all
African
over.
black people live
So
in
don't
What
judge one part
are
and
you
your
talking
shit is
about? We
fucked
live
up
better
too.
lives than black Sierra
That don't make
Leonean
no
live better
sense.
than black South African. Black Sierra Leonean have a
Lie,
better life
lie.
than black South African. Black South
Alexis
African
Laonian, I haven't even
clean
seen
my
the
shoes
elevators.
to
You
live
guys
in.
don't even have elevators there.
Black South Africans are nothing, bro. They're
Mine's is
nothing.
less
They're
fucked
dusty.
up than yours.
They are nothing. Sierra Leone is the first black country in the entire black Africa to have a
And
university.
what do you have to show
Sierra
for it?
Leone,
Right,
What do
that's what
you
I'm
have to
saying.
show
What is
for
that?
it?
That's a great historical
Let me see it.
fact.
Because of Sierra Leone,
We
because
can
of
find
Sierra Leone,
historical
you have,
facts for every part of
if you
Africa.
stop talking over me, I'll explain to you.
We really
You
don't
want
want to
to learn
know.
or not?
We're not
Thank
really.
you. Just
When you
wait.
say that South Africans, you can wipe your feet on South Africans, I really don't want to know more about Sierra Leone. And I'm related to Sierra Leoneans. But you make me not want to even go to Sierra Leone doubly because of saying shit like that.
You know, okay, you know what the problem with you is? Yeah, you're two-faced. You know
Yeah.
what two-faced is? You're
No, I
two-faced.
love African people.
You're
And I
not
love
there or
Sierra
not there.
Leone. And if you
South
talk shit
Africans,
about one, I'm a true
South Africans.
Pan-Africanist. If you talk shit
Okay,
about one,
Why is
then
it
you're
two
gonna
South
get
Africans?
you're gonna
people.
get criticism from me. You
These
can't
people
sit
are
in
being
here and tell me
xenophobic
you
just
wipe your
because
feet with
I'm
South
xenophobic. They
Africans,
complain.
and then
South
you from
Africans are
Sierra
white.
Leone and it's fucked up in Sierra
When I
Leone.
think, because of the war, when I think of South African, I think
Because
of
of the
white.
wars, why are you warring? Why are y'all having a civil war for 15 years? That means you're fighting your warmongers or something.
And they're
I
fighting
could
each
come
other.
up with
They're
all
fighting each
kind of
other.
bad criticism and say fucked up shit
So you're
about
fighting each other. You're fighting your own people, your own family.
and there's reasons why. Okay, and we know there's
Okay.
reasons why. We could
Is
talk
that
about the
is
reasons
that?
why, but don't
Do
sit
you
in here
have
and
any?
say
Do
that
you
you're
have
better
any?
than South Africans
Do
and
you have
you'll wipe your
any? Do you
feet
have
on
any
them.
evidence that Sierra
That's some
Leone are fighting
bullshit.
each other?
You're fighting your
Do you
own
have any?
people in your
Do you
own
have
country.
any? Do you have any evidence that the war in Sierra Leone was based on internal struggle? Yeah.
Who cares?
Well,
Africa is messed
you
up
were making a
everywhere.
point. So
Africa's
you're
messed
you
up
just
all
feel
over,
exactly. You're
including
coming back
South
to the point.
Africa.
You're
It's messed up
two-faced.
all
You're
over
two-faced.
Africa. And what we
You're
need to be talking
two-faced.
about
You're
is
two-faced.
how we gonna fix
Yeah,
it.
you're two-faced. You're
The
two-faced.
entire
No,
Africa is
I'm
a
not.
shithole.
One thing
Feeling
I'm
like the way you
consistent
do.
about, though. One thing I'm consistent about, and that's this: that Africa's messed up everywhere.
It
And
is
if
a
you're not
shithole
talking about
everywhere.
it in a constructive way, and you're not talking about fixing the shit, then you're part of the fucking problem.
They're just complaining. They don't want to fix anything. Just complaining
Okay,
about
let
other
me tell you
countries.
one thing, right? Okay, Sierra Leone, yeah. Okay, Sierra Leone is the first black country in the entire sub-Saharan Africa to have a university. Sierra Leoneans, like
What do
what's
you
his
have
name?
to show for it today? What do you have to show
What do
for
we
it
have?
today?
What do we have to show our
Let's
diaspora?
let's talk
Okay, let
about
me. You
today.
ask me a question. Can I answer?
Let's talk about
Can I
today,
answer the
not in
question?
the past. We're not in the past. We are
Okay, let's
today.
talk
Let's
about
talk
today.
about
Right.
today.
I live in the UK. Okay, as a
Oh,
Sierra Leonean.
why aren't you home? Why are you?
Can you let me answer your question, then, dummy?
Fixing your country.
GQ. South African boy.
In
South
South Africa,
Africa. Wait.
xenophobia, GQ. Yes or
No,
no?
no. Wait. South African boy. How many South African people you have in the UK that's relevant? Listen, in the UK, in the parliament when it comes to representative of the entire Commonwealth, including your people in South Africa. Because remember, the British give you rights and freedom. We
So is
have something
Nigeria.
to do with it.
So is Nigeria. So is Nigeria.
What Nigeria?
So is
We
Ghana.
civilized
So is
Nigeria.
Ghana.
What are you talking
What
about?
are you
What are you talking
talking
about
about?
Nigeria?
What
What
are
are you
you
talking
talking
about,
about?
Caesar? What are you talking about Nigeria? The biggest city in Nigeria, Lagos, was built by Sierra Leoneans. Didn't you know that?
Oh, so Lagos in Nigeria is not built by Nigerian then?
No, Lagos, it was built by Sierra Leoneans.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Nigerians are lazy just like South Africans. They can't build anything.
So you just admit that you're lazy. Thank you very much. Now,
We
just be
just
quiet
turn
now,
shit
right,
all the
Sha?
way crazy,
Yeah.
wrong, crazy.
Yeah, this is how you win arguments,
Never
Sha. Just be quiet
ends.
now. Yeah,
Jeez
just go around the corner,
Louise.
Sha. Yeah, Babaliko, you can talk now, my brother. Go on.
Jeez Louise.
Babaliko.
Yeah. GQ, I wanna just answer. Before I start, answer the question: Is South Africans xenophobia? Yes or no?
All Africans are xenophobic. All Africans
Oh
are
my God.
xenophobic. All
Oh my
Africans
God. Oh
xenophobic.
my God. He can't answer the question, and that's the problem. Just be real, man.
The entire Africa is xenophobic, including South Africa. And
Where?
the worst xenophobia goes on in West Africa. Tribalism everywhere in Africa.
No, but South Africa have a problem, man. Hold on. The land,
The
right?
problem is
Hold on.
everywhere. You guys are just too obsessed with South Africa. The
No,
problem
but
is
why?
everywhere.
But why is
Deal with the
the
problem
energy?
everywhere.
Why is the energy only on the
Deal with the
African
problem
brothers?
everywhere. We have to be honest and deal with this problem everywhere.
Right.
This issue of xenophobia, tribalism is everywhere in Africa. South Africa is
Immigration.
not an exception. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Let's be
Immigration
honest with
problem.
ourselves.
No, but it's everywhere. But the citizens is taking it into their own hands and they're beating up people. Come on, man. Come on.
But I think that's them that's a psychological thing because they're not taking control of their country. They're the what 18, 19, 20 million and the whites are what 8 million?
Do you know
And
that
they got 12 million unemployed, 12 million people are unemployed.
Exactly. So
that's half of the fucking population of black population there. And so they're frustrated and mad because they're not taking their shit up back.
But they're frustrated at the wrong people.
Right. And that's because they are, they're scared. I don't know if they scared to take their shit back.
Because you're telling me if all these people, these Nigerians, these Zimbabwe go back home, they're going to still have problems there. They're still going to be...
Hey, Dynast, I can't hear anybody. Did you mute me or something? I can't hear anyone.
Oh, no. We hear you, bro.
I can hear GQ.
I can hear him too. Maybe we're in the green room and he closed the room or something. I don't know. Are we? Didn't know because he would be gone if he closed it.
Yeah, I think everybody fall off the panel.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's just me and you now, bro. Because GQ can't hear nobody. So.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I think South Africa have a problem. I know you guys saying, but the way they're going about it, man, it's ridiculous.
It really is. It's wrong.
Yeah, everybody travel. They got people all over the world, everywhere. The government, the ANC, they're not doing nothing about it. They just love power and money. The president get caught in Namibia with money in a couch, hundreds of thousands of US in a couch, and he never get prosecuted for it.
Wow.
Yeah, hundreds of thousands of US dollars in a couch in another country.
In a couch that you sit on?
In a couch that you sit on. Ramaphosa with millions of dollars in a couch.
What?
All right, guys. Let me pass the mic to. We got a new call. Let me pass the mic. Go ahead, Wash.
How you guys doing? Greetings from Germany. I am from Oklahoma, and I've been here in Germany for about 10 years. I just wanted to say quickly, you guys are kind of spot on. This whole strange ass FBA argument, we keep forgetting that the overall problem is the system of white supremacy. And I think as Black Americans, we're truly afraid to have that fight. So we end up kind of finding all these other smaller subsections to bully, because deep down we know as Black Americans that white supremacy is the person who educated and taught us. And as we are still learning all the bullshit lies that we've learned and held as truth, we can't quite find ourselves. And until we walk away from Christianity and find our own indigenous roots, which are with Native Americans' religion is the closest thing to our original religion, because our original mother tongue has been lost in the sands of time. So this whole FBA thing, we want to blame the Black people who came to America when, again, they are victims in the system of white supremacy, just like we are. And we have this pride thing of our struggle, thinking that our struggle was worse than anyone else's on the globe. And it's a vanity that keeps us from actually uniting with all the other groups of people in order to break down the system of white supremacy and get overall universal justice. This is what white supremacy wants. They want us as Black Americans to have this stupid ass fight with other Black melanated people of the globe, because we as Black Americans truly do feel, unfortunately, from our own vanity, that our Black culture is the Black culture, even though it's a demonic Black culture put on us through Masonic and the J word that I can't say on YouTube. They built our culture in America. Black culture in America is nothing but a reaction to white supremacy that was given to us in America. So it's not a real culture. And we don't want to admit that, because we lost our original culture. And they lied to us and told us that we came from Africa. But in reality, it all makes sense that we were subjugated and taken as prisoners of war when white people came to America, and there was already melanated people in America.
Right.
But because
You
we
were
were taught that we
reclassified
came
as
from
Negroes.
Africa, we have animosity towards you all, which is what white supremacy wants.
And you were reclassified as Negroes, right?
I'm sorry, say that again.
I said the indigenous peoples, your people were reclassified as Negroes or reclassified as Africans, but Negroes. They were calling us Negroes at the time.
Well,
Are you aware of that?
I'm aware, but
that the Yamasee,
it was colored first. It was colored first.
Okay, well, maybe it was colored first, but the Yamasee and the Atacapa, I'm giving names, and I'm not going to mention these nations, Cherokee Nation and all that, because I've been corrected about that. Those are not the ethnic groups. The ethnic groups are. So even though your phenotype may look like you look like you could be from Africa, that your ancestors are indigenous, right? This is what you're saying.
My phenotype doesn't look like dude. I got a whole egghead.
I've been to Africa, sir, and that egghead is prevalent throughout Africa. So again, and yes, it is. Yes, that head and that look. In fact, I have a similar look to you. And when I was in Nigeria,
Sean, we got a new caller. So I got to let Wash finish, and I got to pass the mic.
Okay.
Go ahead, Wash.
Actually, no. I was actually finished. Again, we have to remember, as melanated people of this planet, this whole animosity it's all what white supremacy wants. So we have to always remember that. And this whole tether versus, I've been called a tether. I've been called by other Americans that I'm a tether because I've been away from America for 10 years now. So that's why I'm like, you know what, you guys are just coming up with these terms to have arguments. I'm from a reservation.
They kicked you out of the FBA, right? They kicked you out of the FBA.
Right, because I left America.
Right.
So now apparently even I'm a tether. But that's how stupid it is.
Yes.
All right, let me pass the mic to FBA Lex Vortex. Go ahead, unmute yourself. Then we got to close out.
Yeah, peace. Yeah, I was just chiming in, and I was just really looking at the title, and I think it's very unfair. I don't think there's been any xenophobia from FBA, and it's actually just a crazy equivalent, because when you talk about xenophobia, you got like people in South Africa and Nigeria and Ghana, they're actually unaliving and, each other and stuff like that. So that's gaslighting. FBA just has grievances that people are not used to hearing because they're not used to FBA, Black Americans setting borders on their own ethnic group. So I think it's gaslighting and unfair to ever call FBA xenophobia when, all we've ever did was welcome people here. They're safe in our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? We fought and allowed people to come here. To label FBA xenophobic is ungrateful, it's rude, it's disrespectful when we haven't hurt anyone. Outside of political and social grievances, you don't see FBAs attacking Africans like they do in South Africa or any other place. So why would you try to put that on our people?
Because 4 years ago on Twitter, the FBA group called ICE on one of the Pan-Africanists in our Pan-Africanist group, and he's from Ghana, but he's been here. He's got a citizenship and everything. But this is before ICE was ICE that we know it today. And after that happened, then our reaction was to label FBA. This was 4 years ago, before you probably even heard of FBA. This is where it started. It started on Twitter. We signed a petition to label FBA as a hate group. And we got enough people to sign the petition as members because of not only that, but some of the other actions that the way that they were moving in Twitter. And it was starting to, well, it was starting to spill over into the real world, which is why when they did that thing of calling the ICE on the brother, that we did what we did. And that's why you heard about FBA being labeled as a hate group. It came out of Twitter. And this is where it all started too, 4 years ago.
Now I must say that's very childish. If you got listen, a lot of this beef started years ago we had I forgot what that app was. You actually had Africans on social media apps emulating the slave trade. You know what I'm saying? So just because you talking about how they was going to sell us akatas, but just because you came across some people from our lineage that called ICE on someone who if they were illegal immigrant, that's not xenophobia. That's just, any American can call ICE if they think someone is illegal. But how do you?
That's not why they did it, though.
Well, hold on. Those people do not represent 50 million Black Americans. You can't take that off of Twitter.
FBA is not 50 million Black Americans either.
You can't take that off of Twitter and label
3,000
a whole ethnic group xenophobia.
No, you're not a whole ethnic group, though. FBA is not 50 million African Americans.
And you also have to remember that half of those people on Twitter are not even Black people.
No, it isn't. No, that's a fact. Because there's people that don't even never heard of FBA.
Can I finish my thought though before y'all get triggered? Bro, that is your opinion.
You're making these statements that are false.
Hold on, no, there's nothing I said.
50 million of us don't even know about FBA.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. A lot of
million
people,
of us.
Hold on, brother. You're just talking over me and you're not saying nothing. It doesn't matter if
we don't
people
know
in a group. Hold on. God damn, bro. It doesn't matter if people in a group, if they don't use the term FBA. There's people in other groups that don't use certain terms amongst other groups. It don't change that we're a part of the same group. So you can't see that that's the Fed stuff y'all try to do.
I denounce your group.
Here's the point.
I denounce your group because most of you are not of African descent. Most of the FBA say that they are not of African descent, which means that we're not connected.
You're not answering anything I'm saying. You're just making arguments.
You're not part of my lineage because you're not of African descent.
Hold on, listen.
Hold on. This is the host talking. FBA Lex Vortex. Do you do you acknowledge that you have African descent or of African descent?
I acknowledge that as some Africans came to America, I haven't been able to personally find an African in my.
Oh Lord!
I'm saying, listen to what brother. Before y'all start being childish, hear me out. I have not acknowledged any African body in my own lineage, but I do know that Africans did come here and they are part of you know, the African DNA is a part of our overall DNA, but we are not Africans. We are
No,
not.
he didn't ask you if you were. FBA Lex, I'm just asking the question. Are you of African descent, you personally?
I'm of American.
Do you have African roots in you? There you go.
I'm of American descent.
Okay,
no, you're not.
I'm a Black American.
No, you're not of African descent.
Like a European American?
So, and if you're not of African descent, then you need to stay out of Black folks' business.
No, actually.
Wait.
Hold on. Let me see. Y'all don't want to have an honest conversation. I can see y'all always do this. He said, if I'm not of African descent. Hold on. If I'm not of
we've heard it.
If I'm not of African
I want to hear
descent,
from him. Go ahead, FBA Lex.
If I'm not of African descent, I need to stay out of Black.
Please, sir. Okay. So, because that way we make it all full circle. Are you guys saying essentially that because all of the earth used to be one landmass, right? That everybody came from Africa because it was, and it all broke apart. Is that what you guys are essentially saying?
Hold on,
that
that's
all
not even
people,
hold on, brother, before we go there, can I just finish this? Because that's not even the point. Okay. That's getting into a whole nother argument. The bottom line is we are Americans. Now, because of the relationship.
Hold on. It's the host talking.
Are you going?
Okay. I am a Black American as well, but I am of African descent. So I'm just asking, are you of African descent? That's all.
Why is that such an important question to you?
Okay.
You can answer yes, no, or I don't know, sir. We can keep the conversation going.
All right, I'll answer, but let me answer it like this because I want to get this point across.
Because the reason why I'm saying that is because you're proving Shaw's point.
No, but it's a point that's going away from what we were conversating about because we are Americans. Now he said, hold on, brother, you gotta hear me out completely, please. We are Americans. The brother told me if I'm not of African descent, stay out of Black folks' business. Wait a minute. First of all, Black, belongs more to Black Americans than anybody. All right, we're truly the only Black people.
You can't gatekeep that.
And let me.
You can't gatekeep Black.
You can. All right, y'all. Oh, okay.
We've heard that argument before. We've argued this for days.
Say that Black Americans are the only Black people.
You haven't heard it from me. So
far, you haven't said nothing. That's a revelation at all.
Let him finish. Go ahead.
If y'all wanna, I don't really want to have a contentious conversation, bro. I know y'all are. There's a lot of tension, but I'm really just trying to, relate my thoughts on it. But, how can you tell me to stay out of Black folks' business and we can disagree about who's Black and who's not when on the continent of Africa, they're not in each other's business? And matter of fact, didn't Ghana just cut a deal with Western powers to allow them to put military bases on the border? And we know that they planning on attacking Ibrahim Traoré. And didn't ECOWAS?
You have no connections.
Hold up, that's why I see this. They can't take the truth. They start interrupting every time. Didn't ECOWAS? Wasn't they planning on going to war with the Sahel states on behalf of Western nations? Yes, they was. They was even contemplating it. So what I'm saying to y'all is y'all have this delusional thing when it comes to Black Americans that you want to hold us to some standard that is not even 20% held up in Africa. And just because we're saying we have our own purpose,
part of the lineage of African Americans.
Hold on.
You're from another lineage.
No, but he making some facts here. That's he making a good point.
Every time I say something, you deflect to another argument.
FBA Cortex. I got. So my question is: do you believe you're a Native American Indian?
No.
Okay, so what are you?
I'm a Black American.
So do you have African descent? Oh
my God!
No, he said it's a lineage though. FBA is a lineage, and so what's your lineage?
Bro,
okay, so but what's your if FBA is a lineage, what is your lineage?
Black
American is not a lineage. That's a nation.
No, I'm a Black American.
Yeah, that's not a lineage though. What's your lineage? It's got to be tied to some ethnicity.
See, all right, hold on. Let me tell y'all what he's doing. This is called a bad faith argument. He's asking me what my lineage is, and everybody knows what Black people are in America. You see what I'm saying? Like, stop playing games.
Right.
Stop playing games, bro.
Me and the people like me are of African descent. We usually have a mix of African, Native American, and European. Usually varying degrees of those three ethnicities. So if I ask you what your lineage is and you can't tell me an ethnicity, but American, that is not an ethnicity.
No, black is an ethnicity.
Black is not an ethnicity.
Yes, it is. Black is an ethnonym for us here in America.
African American or Black American,
Black
I would
music,
say is.
Black Wall Street, Black Power, Black Pride,
I could agree
Black
with you.
people.
I could agree with you that Black American is an ethnicity, but Black American's ethnicity is a mix. No, I agree
you're
with you.
dishonest. And you're just a hater.
I agree with you that Black American is an ethnicity, but I would add that it's a mix.
I mean, FBA Lex Forte. I'm just trying to understand. So, do you believe you're indigenous to America? Like, that's what I'm just trying to figure out.
No, listen. Well, we're indigenous to the United States of America. Well, we was here when the country was formed. So what I'm saying is this.
That would be Native Americans, right?
I'm lost, man.
Why do y'all keep trying to bring me?
I'm lost.
Let me respond to the host, please. Let me respond to the host. Host, why, when we're talking about social political issues, Black Americans, you can't deny, are a ethnic group within themselves. Why do you keep asking me about African descent? See, that's why. Listen, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why you do that. Let me give you the FBA perspective.
Are you of African descent? That's all I'm asking.
Hold on. Let me give you the perspective on why you keep deflecting to that non sequitur.
I'm not deflecting to it.
Question.
Are you African descent?
The reason why you keep doing that
what you're not
is
going to do
because you're trying.
Talk over me.
Because you moved to Africa.
Okay, what you're not going to do is talk over me. I'm just trying to figure out, do you claim to be indigenous American? Are you of African descent? That's all I'm asking. That's just all I'm asking.
Claiming to be a foundational Black American. Meaning that my people,
it's not an organization.
Hold on, listen. God damn, bro. I don't get it, man.
I don't get it. Either.
This is why a lot of people. This is why
is it an organization? No, it's a lineage. And if it's a lineage, what ethnicities is it tied to? Is it tied to Yabasi?
Man, this is why a lot of Africans say because you're not saying if you are African, if you're from African descent, or if you're from Native descent. You're just saying I'm Black American. I'm Black American.
That's right.
You're from some type of descent, man. Come on, man.
He's not even Black American. He's foundational Black American.
Hold on. If someone tells you that they're Jamaican, you don't have to go into, are you from African descent? No, they're Jamaican.
Because we know they're of African descent.
Hold on. Because
I'm beating y'all up with pure logic.
No, hold on. Because FBA, 100% of the Jamaicans I speak to, if I say, hey, are you of African descent? They're not going to go around in circles. They're gonna say, yeah.
No, I every Jamaican doesn't. Can I respond? Every Jamaican doesn't say that, but I would say the majority of them would. But that doesn't mean anything. You keep asking that as some type of, I don't know, Trojan horse to get around the fact that Black people are a separate ethnic group in America. That
I
Black
would agree
Americans,
with you.
All right,
wait. You know the reason why hold on. The reason why, let me just say this. Hold on. We're interjecting. The reason that it was brought up is because you said that you said that the majority of us are foundational Black Americans, and earlier you said that it is foundational Black Americans it's not an organization. I know that you didn't say that. You said it was a lineage. So if foundational Black Americans is a lineage, and you have volunteered 50 million of us as even though we don't know we're foundational Black Americans, why Dynas asked you, are you of African descent? Because he wants to know what you're talking about when you're including us in this foundational Black American.
I'll tell you what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what
Frederick Douglass.
Hold up, brother. God damn, bro. I'll tell you what Frederick Douglass said when they was trying to get him to go back to Africa. He said, our bones and our sinews were made here in America, and we're not going to give that up, and y'all going to try to ship us back to Africa to steal our property. Frederick Douglass. I can show you Harriet Tubman saying the same thing
What does that
about
have to do with what we're talking about, though?
It has a lot to do if you listen and stop trying to argue. What we're talking about is Black people's homeland is America, whether you like the government or not. We built this country. Our ancestors' graves are here. Our history is here. What we developed is here.
Nobody's arguing that point either.
Hold on, brother. But let me get it out, because you don't seem to understand why it's important. We are Americans. We don't have no place in Africa to go like that. Like, we're American, bro. So we're hold on, listen, I'm not saying we can't go to Africa. But
nobody's talking about going to Africa.
Hold on, listen, brother. Dinah Samir went to Africa, but he chose a place to go in Africa, bro. He ain't got no place.
That, though.
He don't know, like, the reason why I'm telling you is because you're trying to erase the culture and the people here that did great things by saying to me
that we are a mix of three different groups of people.
I'm going
Europeans,
to dismiss
Africans, and Native Americans.
What's wrong with that?
With that?
I'm not
What's wrong with admitting that 50 million of us are mixed with varying degrees of three different groups: European, African, and Native American?
Why is there a requirement of you? Why is it a requirement of you for me to acknowledge myself as something that my ancestors wasn't, and acknowledge myself as not as an American but as an African? Why is that a requirement for you?
Because in this space, we've been talking about Africa, and we've been talking about us
I don't
here
live in Africa.
Country.
My people are 50 million
Why are you in
here.
this room then? Why are you in this room then?
Hold on. Babalika, hold on. So Shah, I get pissed off when people question other people. Why are they here? This platform's from everybody. Y'all got to stop doing that. It gets on my damn nerves. FBA Lex Vortex is welcome to be here. Y'all stop doing that shit. It just gets on my damn nerves. This platform is for everybody. Hard stop. All right, go ahead.
My apologies, Dinus. I should have said, what's your interest being here? Is what I should have said. Since you don't want to be from Africa and you ain't from Africa.
Yeah, listen, brother, let me answer you. FBA is in the title, and it is a lie and a gaslighting federal type CEA type lie that's trying to put on an ethnic group, calling them xenophobic, when we have nothing but love for people and show nothing but love for people.
Hold on, I want you to read the title. Read the title.
Damn, bro.
Read the title, please. Read the title.
Is FBA becoming as xenophobic as Black South Africans? That's what I can say.
And there's a question mark.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. It's not even a question. It shouldn't even be a question. We haven't hurt nobody. We haven't unalived nobody for being, there was a Kenyan dude walking through Compton, and so the Black Americans beat him up and murked him and did something to him. See, that is what y'all, even asking a question is putting a vibration out there that is so untrue. And
we labeled y'all a hate group. We signed a petition for y'all to label y'all as a hate group 4 years ago. Was it 4? Yeah, 4 years ago.
Who cares?
And I think so that means that that's xenophobia, brother. That's xenophobia. And it was African Americans that were at the forefront of it.
You see how he just ignored everything I said? And just goes to
you've been known to be a hate group.
Every time
you've been known to be a hate group.
You're losing on logic at every turn.
You've been known to be a hate group.
And that's why you don't want the conversation to flow smoothly. You cannot label me a part of a hate group because I'm not in no group.
Right. You're part of a lineage that you don't even want to say what the lineage is.
You know what it is.
No, I don't know what it is.
Okay, that means that's because you want to play games. And where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from California, Louisiana, Opelousas, Texas, Virginia, Oklahoma.
All right. So are you living in Africa?
And then my people are Yoruba, Congo, and somewhere in Mali, Guinea, Senegal.
Well, how are you from California, but your people are Yoruba?
Oh,
because
God damn,
I
FBA
found out my
Electro Tech.
ancestry.
Jesus, come on, man.
I
No.
found out my
So
ancestry.
you telling
sir.
me you found an ancestor in
I found
America?
about my
Well, listen to
ancestry.
what I'm asking you. Are you
Right.
saying you found an ancestor in America in your family line that you know and your family know came from Africa that was a Yoruba to America and that you're Yoruba? You found that paperwork.
No, not paperwork, but yes.
All right. So if you didn't find it in paperwork, bro, you didn't
Then
find
what?
it.
Then what?
There's no
Paperwork
other
ain't the
way to
only.
find that.
Ain't the, no,
There's
it's
no
not.
other way to find that.
And then on the other side, we can go back to my great aunt, who her grandmother was Cherry Turner. Let's see, her grandmother was Cherry Turner, and was the daughter of Nat Turner. So my great great aunt's grandmother was the daughter of Nat Turner, and Nat Turner's grandmother came from present day Ghana. She was Ashanti or Akan. She was Akan.
How do you figure that?
Because that's in the records. That was
no, it's
written in the
not. Nat
records.
Turner has never. Nat Turner has
Yes,
never claimed.
yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Nat Turner has never
Google it.
claimed to
Google
be
it.
Yoruba, but did Nat Turner never
No,
claim?
Akan is not Yoruba.
I mean, Nat Turner has never claimed to be the same. They try to do the same thing with Harriet Tubman. Brother,
Google it. That's in the records.
They try to do the same thing with Harriet Tubman.
Now you're telling me about my family. Now you're telling me about my own family, and you're not qualified.
Show me the Nat Turner
Google
was
it.
Yoruba.
You can actually Google this.
Well, what is the proof that? What's the proof?
The proof is that the research was done by one of the attorneys of the Turner plantation.
Did they show? What proof was it?
The proof was that there was an attorney in the 1700s that did 1700s that did the research for the family. He presented that information. That's where they got the information from, where his grandmother was from.
Hold on. So FBA, are you saying Nat Turner's grandmother didn't come from Africa?
I'm asking him what information was provided.
I told you.
He keeps saying the lawyer provided.
No, I understand, but FBA Lex Fortes. So
maybe y'all don't understand straightforward question.
I'm just asking the question. Do you believe Nat Turner's grandmother came from Africa? Yes or no?
I don't believe that, but it's possible.
So where do you think his grandmother came from?
Right here, as far as we know.
So she's a Native American.
I'm saying she's from America, and there's no.
Where does she come from?
America.
So you're saying she's a Native American?
If you want to use that term, that's fine.
Okay, so you're saying black people are indigenous to America?
Yeah, black people are indigenous to America, and some people came from Africa and mixed with black people that was here that were indigenous.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
But that's regardless, and that doesn't matter. See, that's what y'all do. Y'all play these like little games about. Hold up, listen to what I'm telling you about Native American and African. But whether Africans, even if, let's just say we did come here, all of us, which is ridiculous. Every single black person that's in America came from Africa. Even if that were true, which is just silly. I'll set up a debate anybody for money over that. If you want to debate whether all black people in America came through the transatlantic slave trade. But let's just say it was true. It still would hold the same thing. Like 500 years, American history, Africans sold us, the disconnection, a whole new cultures form, a whole new bloodlines form, a whole new genetic mixture, a whole ethnogenesis has happened. So even if the slave trade was just like y'all say, and there was no black people here, we're still a distinct group of black Americans, even if we had came from Africa 500 years ago. So it doesn't change anything. That's why I say your arguments are straw men. Y'all want to argue the whole indigenous versus Africa. I don't even need to get into that. Whether we came from Africa, whether you believe it, that's all, some of it is debatable. But
90% of the
regardless,
Native Americans died from disease upon contact with the Europeans after a short while. 90%, just like in the islands, 90% of the island indigenous people died from disease, just like in New England. And then later it reached into Midwest and the Great Plains area. That happened later because of the fact that it was a distance. 90%. And then they took away 300,000 from the New England area. They took 300,000 Native Americans to the islands.
Exactly.
And 90% of them died from disease. So what does that lead? Oh,
where they get the numbers?
All you got to do is look at this at the
every
records
time
for
you
that.
talk and I go to respond,
look at the records.
You don't let it happen because I'm gonna show you why you're a program matrix believer. You just say stuff. It's like you probably Googled that and an article came up and it said 90% of Native Americans died. Where is the data on that? How did they come up with that number?
The National Health Institute.
Who was keeping those numbers?
The National Health Institute records.
It didn't exist.
I'm telling you, that's where it is now, though.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
They had record.
So listen to what I'm telling you.
They had record of it then, and it got those records got put into the national.
Bro,
There's record of it, brother.
Show me the records and show me the 90%.
Right. So that's what you need to do. Go look. Go check it out because I can't show you.
Since we got past that, since we got past that.
No, I'm gonna show you right now.
Oh,
all right. I can't show you right now. So
okay,
yeah, go look at that.
If that was the case, I doubt. A lot of people died or whatever. That doesn't change anything.
Sure, it does. Because that means that the majority of people that was in the United States, other than the Europeans, was Africans.
Oh, really? What was the population
on the East Coast
before the Civil War? Do you know?
No, I don't know offhand.
Brother, do you know what the population was of so-called African Americans in the first census? If you do the work, even David Altis, the person who helped put together slave voyages, Google what he said. He said that by the time they had the census, I think after the Civil War, there were no more Africans left. He said, and the numbers don't match. It's no way you go from a couple of 100,000 to 4 million under that type of duress. But you want to tell me that they was all Africans and there was no people here. On top of that, we know that there was a mixture. It's all through our family history and through famous people, Crispus Attucks. You know what I'm saying?
Mixture, and that's what I said.
Even Paul Cuffey. You know what I'm saying? So that is a part of our story here.
Mixture, but yeah, but we're of African descent.
Mixture is a part of our story.
What's wrong with being of African descent? What's wrong with being of African descent?
See, and then you keep going back to that. After I kill you on one logical point, you come with an emotional point.
It's not a logical point.
No, it ain't about what's wrong with it, bro.
Yeah, it is something wrong with it psychologically to y'all.
So first you tried to say
that's why you don't want to be of it.
You said 90% were killed off, like that mattered. Then I show you the population statistics and what David
You didn't
Altis,
show me nothing. You didn't show me nothing.
Right.
You're talking about it.
So do you want to bet that David Altis, because I'll get the link right now, we'll pull it up, said that after I think he just said during the first census or after the Civil War, there were no more Africans that showed up. And he said the numbers, he said there's no way, when you look at the numbers and then you look at the 4 million people on after, I think it was, what was the first census or after I forgot which one he said, but I think it was either the first census after the Civil War. He said the numbers.
What year was the Civil War over?
There wasn't many original Africans left.
What was the Civil War? What year was the Civil War?
Hold on, before you do that, deal with what I said about David.
Okay, so you said original Africans. You said there were no more original Africans, and I think you mean by that there were no Africans that were coming from the continent of Africa on slave ships.
No, meaning that the population had grew exponentially, and it wasn't with. It couldn't have just been with the Africans. That's why he said
when they had breeding farms.
I'm telling you what David Alter said.
Okay. I'm telling you what
From
I know is that
slaves.
they had breeding
All
farms, and
right.
that the
So the
reason why
guy that
we
made
grew
slave
so fast is
voyages
because they had breeding farms.
now what he's so show me the rate at the breeding farms.
Right. And if a large number of Native
Hold
Americans
on,
on the East
brother.
Coast and the
Brother,
South, listen to
you
my
brought up a
logic.
point.
If a
You
large
jump all
number
the
of Native
round so we
Americans
can never.
died on the East Coast and the South because of disease,
Hey, brother, how
then
we ever gonna
then
come
who
to a
was left?
conclusion if you
Then you
jump
have
around?
Africans who were put on breeding farms, and Africans brought all the way up until the 1860s. They were slave ships coming into the what was that, the Cuja, the Cotillion, or whatever it
Yeah, it
was.
wasn't that much, bro. When did slavery was outlawed? When
That
in
was
America?
one of the last recorded ships was the one
When
that
was
the
slavery
black folks,
outlawed in America,
those
sir?
black folks that came from that slave ship are in
Hey,
the
maybe
South
the
right
host
now, and
wants
they
to have the
remember that they
conversation,
came from
bro.
that ship.
Maybe the
And
host wants to have the brother.
I've heard all kind of stuff like, we don't see any slave ships. How come there's not any
See, no,
slave
I
ships?
didn't make that argument,
No, I'm
man.
not saying you. I'm
All
not
right, so
saying you.
stop jumping all
Right.
around.
I'm
This is
saying I've
brother. You
heard
didn't
that
jump.
though. I've heard
See,
all of the
let me tell
arguments
y'all
that you've
crowd what
made.
they do.
I've heard
He
all
made
of
a
the
point,
arguments
right?
that you have
The
made
point was mute.
already.
So they
like
start shooting like a water
3 years
gun,
ago.
and you're still doing it, bro. Now we didn't went all the way from your. See, I know your tactics, what y'all do. We didn't went all the way from one point, and you didn't shot 7 more different subjects, and now everybody's confused.
No,
now, is
you're
it
making
true
your
or not?
points.
You said now the population growth. If you can Google that and you'll see it don't add up. So you brought up the breeding farms. What is the data on breeding farms? How many babies or children were produced? How many were there? And then make that make sense with the
Where is
census
your data?
number. You see what I'm saying, brother?
Right.
So that's
You're
what I'm saying. That's
asking
what
me
you
for
got.
data right now,
Well,
and I don't have
yeah,
data right now, and you don't have data right now either.
All right, so you made the statement though, so that shows you that you just keep repeating mainstream history written by the ones who won the war or whatever else, but you don't really have the data, and that's what I'm saying. You can't make
So
those
you want me to
numbers make
cite
sense.
the data? You want me to say to you where that information comes from? Is that what you
No,
want?
I want you to
So
make
what do
it
you
make
want?
sense. All right, let me tell
Well,
you
it makes
clearly.
sense to me.
All
It
right,
makes
let me
sense
make
that they
it
have
clear.
breeding
Hold on, you
farms.
said, what do I want? See what I'm talking about, y'all?
Right.
What do you want? And then
You
he goes
said you
on. Let
wanted
me
to
tell
make
you what I want.
sense, and it makes
Let me
sense
tell
to
you.
me.
You see what I'm saying, y'all? What do you want? Let me tell you what I want. You to make sense. If you say, I tell you about this population explosion that doesn't make sense, and the way you want to make it make sense is breeding farms. You brought that up.
I don't know that.
Before
Wait a
you
minute. First of
interrupt me,
all, wait.
brother, God damn, man.
Well,
You know
first of
what,
all,
bro?
you say that there's 4 million. At what
Brother.
point was there 4 million? And I don't know that it doesn't make sense to be. It could make clear sense to be 4 million just by regular, population growth. If we were to
I
look at the
already
regular
told
population
you,
growth, if we know
and
how
I
many,
show, all right,
if we
so
knew how
this is
many
where
Africans, if we knew how many
I need
Africans were
somebody
at a
who's
certain
knowledgeable
time,
then, because
so
you
you
don't
can
know.
cite all of these words, but you're not coming with any evidence in terms of how you're calculating these
All right.
numbers of 4 million coming from what? How many Africans were here at what point?
Hold up.
You're just throwing out numbers.
All right. You're gaslighting.
No,
Because
I'm
this
just
is what I'm
saying
gonna
what you're
do.
saying.
No, because you're doing what you're trying to do. Tell me I'm doing what you're doing. We can
No, but
actually
you are
pull
though.
up, brother. We can actually pull up the goddamn census.
But you're
on
not pulling
Google.
up shit.
Hold
You
on,
haven't pulled
listen,
up one thing.
brother. Hey, where's the host, man? I
You
can't.
haven't pulled up one thing. You haven't
I'm
given no
telling you,
links. You
I
haven't
haven't pulled it
recited
up.
even from those specific things.
All right, we're here. Hey, where's the host, bro? Because you're kind of.
You're
all you
saying
gotta
shit,
do.
but you're not proving up. You're not proofing up
All right,
anything.
so let's do it then. Google is
Go
any
ahead.
can the host.
No, you go
Brother,
ahead.
No, it don't matter. See, now we're gonna play games. The host is here. Anybody, let's Google what was the census numbers for black people after the Civil War. That's all we gotta do, bro. And see if it was 4 million.
You just finished criticizing me about Google. You could Google anything. Where'd you get? You said that earlier. Now you're talking about a Google.
That's to get the census data, you idiot.
Oh, okay. It's okay to Google shit as long as we're getting the census data.
Yeah,
You
because
sound stupid.
the census is
and you're contradicting yourself.
The census is a document.
Right. You just
Bro.
criticized me about Googling, and now you're talking about
No, I
Googling.
didn't
Oh, to get the
criticize you.
census data. You
All
sound
right, this
stupid.
dude, he's just trying to
You
argue
sound
and cause
stupid. You
contention.
sound stupid. And I'm
I
calling
didn't
you on your
critique.
contradiction.
I never critiqued you about Googling. I critiqued you about what you were talking about with
No, you
Google.
did.
What
You
did I
did.
say?
Something about Google. You criticized me about Googling something.
Now you don't
I
even know
hadn't
what I
even Googled
said.
it. I
So
said for
tell
you
me.
to Google something. I said you should Google it, and you said, and then
All
you
right,
made a
so
point about
all right,
that.
brother.
Now you're telling me to Google something.
So we don't look like two bickering women, bro. Let's just do it and make it clear. Are you saying you're not aware of the numbers on the census? Because I'm aware of it. If you're not aware, then that's information you don't have. But if anybody that's familiar will tell you that the census is going to say around 4 million. That is something
At what point, though?
And that is something we don't have to guess
At
about.
what year?
So
What
now,
year?
brother, if you don't listen, so now the reason why I brought that up is because of the population that you brought up. And what I said to you about David Altis, who said the same thing. Then you brought up breeding farms. You brought that up for a reason. So I'm asking you, I can show you the data. We can look up the census. Now let's look up the data on the breeding farms to make the census make sense. So that means if you bring up breeding,
Was the
hold on, brother.
population?
So if you
Okay.
bring up breeding farms, we need to know at what rate and how many people was in those farms reproducing in order to get to a population of 4 million. And
So
you can't do it. So
Okay,
you're not
so
informed,
I'm
and you're
asking
just
one
making
simple question.
emotional arguments, sir. And I'm ready to move on from you because I
What
need a more
year? What
intelligent
year was it 4 million
challenge.
people? What year was it 4
You're
million
no
was on the
longer a
census?
challenge, sir.
So you don't have that information, do you? Just say you don't have the
No, I
information.
do.
Well, I asked you
I'm
what
the one
year,
who brought the information to you, boy.
but I'm asking you what year was it though?
Man, listen, bro. I'm moving
You don't have
on.
the
You're
information.
done.
You don't
Okay,
have the
whatever you
information.
say. Whatever
Yeah.
you say, bro.
Right. And
So anyway,
you're not. If you're not of African descent, then I don't know why this conversation
now
interests
you
you.
see how it just
Because
goes into
we're
emotion.
talking about South Africa
No, you're
and
talking about FBA.
FBAs.
Exactly.
FBAs.
So that's why
Right.
I showed up here. And you're a traitor and a sucker
No,
and
sir, I'm not
and
a
a
traitor.
programmer. You're going against your
You
own
hate
group
your
because
history and
you.
yourself. You hate
All
the
right, brother,
fact
we
that you're
can't talk.
of
Let me know
African
when you're
descent.
done, and
You
then I'll
hate that
talk.
you're of African descent, which means you hate yourself. You don't like yourself. And that's the
Okay.
issue that we've had for a very long time. Carter G. Woodson wrote about it in Miseducation of the Negro 92 years ago. He wrote that book, Miseducation of the Negro, and he read some other books too. And so the same thing we were suffering 92 years ago, we are suffering today. And you, unfortunately, like probably your parents, were miseducated, which is why you don't like yourself and your African
Brother, don't
history.
mention my parents. Don't do that.
Well, I didn't mean it in a bad way. I just
And it
said that
don't
that's the
matter, bro.
cycle.
It don't matter
Because
in no hey, brother.
Carter G.
Just
Woodson would
don't
be
do that,
dealing with
bro.
your grandparents, right? So during the
Just
time of the
don't mention my
grandparents, they were
family and parents and
miseducated.
all that, bro. There's no need to even do that, bro. You don't know how
I didn't
educated
say anything negative.
like
I didn't
my
mean it in no
nigga.
bad light, other than that they were miseducated.
You had to mean it in a bad light because
I
you don't know
don't.
my parents and you
My
don't know
parents
what
were
education
miseducated
they
too.
had, bro.
My parents and grandparents were miseducated too.
You know
So
what, bro? That's
you're not
cool.
any
You want to be
different if you're
disrespectful,
from this
bro? Can we
country.
stop? Can we move on? Because it'll make me say something disrespectful.
Well, I didn't
You
say
choose
nothing
to be
disrespectful to you.
You choose to be. I asked
African
you, made a
Americans
request,
have been
and you fought me on
miseducated
it.
in this country because we don't control our educational
So,
system.
all right, got you, brother. Got you.
Right? That's my point.
All right.
And that's why you don't think that you're of African descent. That's the problem. And if you had taken Black Studies classes, you'd probably be thinking different than you do now.
Black Studies classes that was funded by the CIA?
Sir, I'm sorry. You don't know the history of Black Studies.
It was funded by the CIA,
No,
sir.
it wasn't funded by the CIA. All
right, let me get a link. Let me get
ridiculous.
the link for you.
Ain't no
Okay.
link you can get me. I'm from Oakland and San Francisco, California, where Black Studies began. Merritt College.
And you're
Merritt
saying
College in Oakland in the 1960s is what
So
was the first Black Studies kind of movement. And then from there, it went to San Francisco State, had the very first Black Studies department in the United States. And the reason that it started is because Black students rioted and protested
for a year or so.
Okay, got you.
And this is how it
Sir.
started in San Francisco, California.
All
So
right,
now
sir.
you can't tell me nothing about it
All right,
because you
sir.
don't know nothing about it.
And you hey, sir, you want to bet $50 right now that the CIA
Sir,
funded Black studies?
There's nothing you can tell me about Black studies because you don't know your own history or yourself.
All right, besides you throwing insults, I'm putting stuff on the line. Are you saying the CIA did not fund Black studies, African American studies
You are
programs?
talking garbage right now.
All right, bro, can you just be a man? Yes or no?
I don't even qualify that question. Are you kidding
So
me?
do you want to bet $50?
Are
It's
you
a small
serious?
bet. You can make it 20.
Yeah.
Because you don't
Somebody
know
in
what
the
you're
comments says you disrespect yourself. Yeah,
I'll
that's
do
true.
it for free. Hold on. I'm gonna put the link in the back in a second and show you
So
you
anyway,
don't know.
know yourself, brother. You know, take time to do some soul searching. Read Amos Wilson. Read Amos Wilson. Read Wade Nobles. This is what
I
I'm gonna
know
start
all
telling
about
all of
Amos
you FBA,
Wilson. I know
FBA
all
folks.
about
Read. You know all
studying
about them.
Amos
Have you read their
Wilson.
books? Have you
Yeah,
read their books?
actually. Yes, yeah. I
Okay,
read them
what
when
did the book say?
I read those books when I was a teenager.
And what the book say? What
Well,
it say?
Amos Wilson. I mean, I could give you a whole dissertation on Amos Wilson.
What did the book say, though? Since you read the book.
So here's what I want to say. Because I'm getting this link, and hopefully the host will share it about Black studies. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna put the link in the back. You said the CIA did not fund Black studies, correct?
I said that the Black studies that started in the United
You
States
said
came
the
out of Merritt
CIA did
College.
not. Okay, all right, sir.
And it was not funded by the CIA, coming out of Merritt College or San Francisco State.
All right, so it don't matter because one college isn't the whole Black studies program, bro.
That is where it started. And if it started there and it wasn't funded by the CIA, then it wasn't funded by the CIA.
But when it spread and became curriculums in all type of places and in universities, that was the CIA spreading that.
Sir, you're confused, and I think that you missed the point. Anyway, the point is this: you should have taken some.
That's a lie?
I'm saying
Sir,
you should have taken some courses.
Names,
first of all, the
are
reason
you
that you're
saying
even
that is a lie?
The reason that you brought it up is because I asked you, have you taken any Black studies classes? And you brought that up. So I would suggest that you do that. That you educate yourself so that you don't come around telling people that you're Indian.
Like, subscribe. The other reading super chats. Dynus, why are FBA callers always on the spectrum? Dynus, FBA Lex Vortex thinks lineage is a hood he grew in. All right, everyone, thanks so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Till next time, family. Dynus, and search for rupees.